Comic Timing is a proud member of the Comics Podcast Network.
Welcome to episode 194 of Comic Timing, a comics podcast devoted to the average comic book fan. From the average comic book fan, joining us Brent Cassina, a rotating panel of guests, and myself, Ian Levestein, discuss whatever comes to mind, time after time, here on Comic Timing. The bulk of this episode will be dedicated to the life of Stan Lee. Excelsior, true believers.
Excelsior!
You're going to hear a lot more of that. Here now, Comic Timing. Hey there, folks. My name is Ian Levestein, and welcome to episode 194 of Comic Timing. It's been a while, but we're back in style. We're here with the general crew, Raph Suhu here in studio. Raph, what's going on?
Hello!
In studio, a.k.a. the kitchen table. Brent Cassina. Let's see. Wait, no, I should give you all nicknames. Let's see. Rowdy Raphael Suhu. Bratty Brent Cassina, there we go, and Brandishing Brandon Christopher. How's that?
Brandishing, really?
Brandishing.
What is that?
Yeah, you're. I don't know. You're carrying something, right?
Brandishing, got it. Oh, okay, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Not bodacious.
Bodacious.
Bombastic.
Boogie woogie.
At least he didn't call you Browning.
Oh,
Too late. Too late.
Oh. Yo. Let's all remember that was Brent and not me. That's all that matters here, folks.
Brendan knows I love him.
Yes, yes. If he doesn't know that by now, then something is horribly, horribly wrong.
Oh, boy.
This episode, as I stated, will very much be in the memory of Mr. Stan Lee, who passed away earlier this week at the age of 95. He was still had his wits about him, apparently, up until the very end. Roy Thomas was posting that he had spoken to him shortly before then, and Stan was still going on about stories about back in the day with Goodman and the bunch, from years gone by. So he certainly still had that going for him, if his body, although his body was failing. We're gonna share a whole bunch of just general remembrances of Stan here, times that those of us who did have a chance to meet him or experience him got to experience him, as well as some of our favorite Stan Lee moments over the years, and some of our favorite characters that Stan has given us as well. And I guess I'll start with Raph, since he's here in the studio. First things that comes to mind when you think of Stan Lee.
Oh man. The first thing, I guess, is it's going to be the Marvel Action Hour.
Greetings, kids. Stan Lee here with another fantastic episode of the Fantastic Four. In this episode...
Yeah, so that's the first time I'd ever seen Stan anywhere.
Now I believe, if memory serves, and let me know if I'm wrong here, but Reed Richards' elastic suit.
I am Iron Man.
It's like we didn't want to pay for the rights to Iron Man by Black Sabbath, so we just did as close as we could get to it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, it's that and the fact that he helped co-create fucking everyone.
Basically. Yeah.
Just like Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, Willie Lumpkin, Stiltman, Daredevil.
Stiltman.
Funky Flashman.
Funky Flashman.
Did he create Rocket Racer, or was that somebody else?
Ridge Racer.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Rocket, isn't that? Oh no, I'm thinking about the Black Racer. That's Jack. That's Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
That's DC.
Other black kid on roller skates.
No. Rocket Racer was created by Len Wein. So that was
The
after,
X-Men.
That was after Stan's time. Yes, the X-Men.
Yeah.
I've heard of them.
Right, I've heard of them too.
Yeah, I mean Silver Surfer, Galactus. I mean, obviously that was with Jack, but so much of our culture we can thank on Stan. Brent, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Sunglasses.
The trademark sunglasses. Yes, or at least I mean that's what we knew. Because you look at younger photos of him, and he basically looks like a porn star.
Yeah, he does. Oh God.
In a good way.
Especially those mutton chops.
Oh, my God. Jeez. Mm-hmm. And he also looks like Mark Maron. And I'm just going to continue to say that.
Mark Maron should star in the Stan Lee biopic.
Yes.
If Mark Maron could act like anybody but Mark Maron, I would agree.
Mark Maron.
You dub over him.
I said, well, Mark Maron acted like Stan Lee, though. That's the sad part, though.
Yeah,
so it wouldn't act.
Well, while we still have you, Brandon,
expensive stuff.
First thing that comes to mind.
First thing that comes to mind. Oh God. My first comic book actually was Stan Lee, X-Men #1.
Nice.
That was my first comic book I ever read, actually, and because of him, I'm a reader.
I assume it was a reprint.
Yes, it was the Silver Age reprint from like '92. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember those.
First thing that comes to mind for me outside of the Marvel Action Hour, because yes, I remember that fondly.
Johnny's the Human Torch.
Is actually the final episode of the Spider-Man animated series.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
One of the most touching moments when Spider-Man is going through the dimensions. This is after his whole as close to the Spider-Verse as you can possibly get, really.
Before the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, before the Spider-Verse, where a whole bunch of different Spider-Men get together and have a team up and face off against like Carnage and Venom and a bunch of other people and like Green Goblin and Hobgoblin and what have you. When Spider-Man basically winds up going through the dimensions into the quote-unquote real world and meets Stan, and he gets to have a whole conversation with Spider-Man, and it's really touching. They didn't know that was going to be the last episode of the Amazing Spider-Man animated series, but it works so well as one just because of essentially the coda of Spider-Man getting to meet his maker. And that it worked really, really well, and I love that moment to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, Brent, you got to have a photo op with him, right?
I did. I paid $100 to have a photo with Stan Lee, and I think that day that was one of the more mid-tier photo ops. So he was pulling in. That was in 2015.
Okay.
So whoever his business manager was at the time, I don't think it's before all the stuff came out that he was weak and frail. This was just before that, and I think his wife, Joni, his wife, was still alive.
She was. Yes.
She only died like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 2 years. Anyway, it was very brief. Stand next to the guy, say hi, Stan. Thank you very much. Okay, smile, click. All right, next, kind of thing. So, but I got to say thank you. I got to stand next to him, and I have a picture that I'll show my kids, and they'll be like, "Who's the old guy?" I'm like, "He did this, this, and this," and we're like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
I think they're gonna know who Spider-Man is, man.
You know those movies that we watch at home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Do you remember when we went to go see Avengers 9? Yeah. He's the one who wrote the original Avengers comic book. Do you know what a comic book is? Remember comic books?
Is that the things how you read on your iPad, Daddy?
What's an iPad?
Like, yeah.
Are those things that get implanted in my skull through Wi-Fi? Yes. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Yeah. I had two, I guess you could call them quote-unquote run-ins with Stan. The one where I was the closest to him was at Baltimore Comic-Con in 2012. I was at the Harvey Awards. That was the Baltimore Comic-Con that we went to the baseball game.
Yeah, with Jamal.
Yeah, with Jamal.
Yeah.
The Yankees were in town. It was Yankees-Orioles, so we saw that the day before.
My first Baltimore, I think.
I think so, yeah.
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 Because I'd go afterwards.
Yep.
Because I would move there, but...
That's the Baltimore with you and the title belt.
Yeah.
That's when you got to hold the title belt.
That was like 10. I was like 15 pounds heavier, I think.
Yeah, Dean Stahl's table.
Yes, because there was an independent wrestler at his table. Yeah.
I forget the name of the wrestler offhand, but I'm still Facebook friends with him. He's actually part of the Frog Pants community. Joey Image. There we go.
Joey Image.
Joey Image. Yeah.
And his tag team partner Jake IDW.
That was. Wait, hold on. I forget. I can do this. Hey, ref, try to talk.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and now he's muted because seriously, that was disastrous.
Oh, I miss that so much.
That pun deserves to be punished. All right, fine. You can talk again.
That was beautiful. No, I loved it.
All right.
Just call me the Punisher.
What's up?
Do we call that punitive damage?
Yes.
Yeah, why not? It's fun. It's more like punitive damage.
Yeah, right?
Oh, shut up. Oh!
So anyway, it was 2012.
2012, Baltimore, yep.
2012, I'm at the Harvey Awards. Comfort and Adam were up for a Harvey that year, so I wanted to, show my support, and I went as press, and we sat in the press section. And
Press.
yeah, well, I mean, what? I had a press pass, so that's how I got in, basically. And we're sitting in the press section, and in comes Stan. He's got one of his girls on the side because he always loved being around the lovely ladies, and that was his handler for the convention. And they sat him down directly in front of me at the Harvey Awards, and I'm nerding out. Like, I mean, I'm basically like I'm Homer Simpson with the oh my god,
Yeah.
oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, the entire time. And
Did they sit him down and then look behind him and go, "Oh no," and then come to you and go, "Okay, just leave him alone. Don't talk to him." Anything like that.
I wasn't there, so there was no need to worry about that.
Oh yeah, no, they totally went. "Excuse me, sir, get the hell out of here. You're making a fool of yourself." No, I mean, I was quiet about it, but at the same time, I was definitely thrilled to be in his vicinity, and snapped a few photos of him while he was sitting there, and then
Creeper.
come on. I'm sure I wasn't the only one, but yes, I was a creeper. So be it.
Hey, I paid for my photos, okay?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And I didn't. I got to sit behind him at an award show, and he was actually there to give John Romita Jr. a Lifetime Achievement Award. So him and John Romita Sr. went on stage to present him with the award, and it was a really cool experience. And apparently, this is the same show, I believe, where Pants wound up in an elevator with him. So Brian Chrisman from Comic Geek Speak got to meet him at an elevator. I think it might have been the same
sounds
one.
right.
Yeah, that's
because I don't think it was No, it definitely wasn't San Diego.
no, it wasn't San Diego. That much is definitely not there. Years earlier, at my first ever San Diego in 2007, I went to a Who Wants to Be a Superhero panel with Stan on it, and that was right as they were premiering season 2. It was only a 2-season series, so that was it with it. But that was the year, and God, I remember this fondly / why did this have to happen, when there's this cosplayer that is notorious in the world of anime conventions known as Man-Fae.
Oh, Man-Fae. Oh, boy.
Yes.
I think I know the name, but I don't know anything about it.
I know where this story is going.
It is a morbidly obese man who dresses as Faye from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen pictures.
Yes, you have.
I've seen pictures.
He's been at New York Comic Con at least once or twice.
I've never seen him there.
Okay. Well, he went up to ask Stan why he wasn't chosen for Who Wants to Be a Superhero, which is, of course, the time to do that, clearly. And I think Stan was something along the lines of, well, it wasn't just me making the decisions, or something like that, and that we went on from there. But the rest of the panel was lovely, except for the one guy who asked for a hug from Stan, and then basically everybody had to then be told, please do not ask Stan for a hug, because that's not why we're here.
Yeah.
But
you got to pay $250 for that.
Exactly. So that's my other Stan run-in, as it were. Brandon, did you ever get to meet him or experience him?
Sadly, no, I did not, though.
Okay. Yeah, and Raph, you didn't either, right?
Nope, never in the same room.
Never in the same room.
Well, maybe like on a convention floor, and he was on one side and I was on the other side. I've never been physically close to him.
There's the restraining order, so
shit.
That would do it.
I mean, that's the case. It's just Stan, Jack, Grant Morrison, Alan Moore. I mean, fuck. I'm never going to meet anyone.
Chris Claremont.
John
J.R. Senior,
Byrne.
J.R. Junior.
No, not Junior, but Senior.
Huh.
Senior, but not Junior. Weird, right?
Yeah,
that's really
That is
weird.
weird.
It's only a little bit weird when you think about it.
Right, yeah. I mean, well, JR lives in New York. He can't really, we're going to run, if I get in the same subway as him, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Well, at least EVS and Chuck Dixon will let you near him. That's good.
Yeah, well.
Alonzo Axel, too, as well. Ralph Macchio.
Eddie
still or no?
Berganza? Eddie Berganza, you him buddies?
Whoa,
No, I've
too
never
soon.
met anybody.
Too soon. Too soon, man. Come on.
I do know Ralph Macchio, though.
Really?
Yeah, not the Karate Kid, the editor. He's a regular at Midtown.
I was gonna say how
Not the Karate Kid.
How would you know the Karate Kid?
No, that's not how he works.
I'm gonna slightly lower Raph's mic because he's louder than everybody else because that's the way he rolls.
I usually am.
Yeah, that's
Because I'm Batman.
no, you're not.
Wrong show.
Wrong show.
Because I'm Stan Lee.
That's better.
not it either.
Yeah.
That's
I also promise to not do the Stanley experience once tonight.
Oh, really? Not once?
Not once. Not once.
Oh.
So there I was.
No. We're not doing that tonight.
It's fine.
We might pull out our Stan impersonations, but we're not going to talk about what he might do to someone, okay?
That's fine.
It's not happening.
So there I was on the corner, and a spider was going across the traffic light above me. I thought, oh my God, what if I was a spider, a Spider-Man? And I thought, oh wait, I already invented that back in 1963.
And that's how I created the X-Men. Yeah, no. We do it out of jest and we do it out of love.
Yeah. It's fine.
The closest Brent and I came to interviewing Stan was actually interviewing Mark Waid, right? Since that was when Mark was doing that book with Stan.
Yes, for Boom.
Yeah. What was the name of that character? I'm trying to remember.
I know that.
Start with an H. Who's blue?
I think so.
Oh.
I'll look it up right now. Boom.
I know it was around the same time as Irredeemable.
It was around that same period. Yes.
No. Stan was doing the alien guy. And Mark was doing the time guy.
The Traveler. Yes, that was it. I remember very clearly that Mark had glowing things to say about Stan, and he posted a really nice post on Facebook about his time working with him and how he was surprised at how once they were done working, like he went on a couple of stories about Ditko that he'd never heard in an interview before. That sadly, I don't think were ever actually written down anywhere or anything because I'm sure that we'd all love to hear it.
The thing always with Stan was he was a constant self-promoter, and he almost never let his guard down. I mean, the one time he did was that Jonathan Ross interview with about Ditko, and I think that's the only time I've ever seen Stan slip up.
Yeah,
when he was like, "Well, if he wants to have some credit, I'll allow him to have it." But you don't think he's a co? No, I create. Oh, you didn't. I didn't want to say that.
Yeah,
you son of a bitch, Ross.
It happened once, but I think for the most part, especially in later years, I felt as if he had mellowed with that. And that's the thing. Like with Stan, he's not a perfect guy.
Nope,
and he never was. And you could go on and on about whether or not, that there was less of a collaborative effort than we know about or whatever. But the fact remains that Stan essentially ran Marvel Comics during this period.
Yeah, he was the editor-in-chief.
Yeah.
He's the first editor-in-chief that mattered.
And I'm reading... have you guys read The Untold Tales of Marvel?
I love that book.
I own it.
No.
Okay. I'm actually currently reading it, and most recently I got through the early days of Marvel and how there was a point where Stan was the only one who was working out of the office because they basically had to fire everybody because that was a time when, after the whole Frederick Wortham debacle, comics were in a slump and they had to get rid of most of their regular writers and artists, and he was the only one who was really keeping the company afloat. And if not for Stan, we may have not have gotten even past the 1950s.
Yeah,
to then get into the 60s and the whole Marvel Renaissance. So it's something to think about there. He's had a really storied history in the world of comics and elsewhere, and also as well some of the best cameos in movies out of anybody.
I mean, you can argue between him and Jack who the most influential comic creator of all time is, because Siegel and Schuster created Superman, and Superman's the first superhero, sure.
Yeah.
But Siegel and Schuster created a dozen characters maybe that people still remember. Mm-hmm. Stan and Jack created thousands.
That's true.
Literal thousands of characters that we still talk about.
Yep.
That get multi-million-dollar movies.
Yep.
That take all the money out of our pockets every May, the first weekend of May. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
And more often now, because there's 3 Marvel movies a year now. That's insane. We get 3 Marvel movies every year now.
That's true.
Stan worked like years to get to this point, and now we're here.
Yeah.
Marvel.
So that's a point I want to harp on is like Stan worked for years to get where we're at.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't begrudge Stan, calling himself the creator of Daredevil, Hulk, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, all this other stuff, and sometimes forgetting about the artists. He lived a long time, and he was out there shilling for comics and trying to get Marvel the movie deals.
Oh yeah.
I think in the 80s or 70s or something like that.
Yeah.
He's working for a long time for these characters in this company, and even till, the day he died, he's telling Marvel stories.
Oh yeah.
He started 2 other companies after he left Marvel.
Yep.
And anytime, they're getting interviewed about stuff, what do they want to talk about is Marvel.
Yeah.
So, I don't begrudge the guy for not wanting to give up as much credit as other people, because he did a lot of work to keep those characters alive and shepherd them after those other artists and stuff departed the books.
He was the original hype man.
And in a work-for-hire environment, if you're there shepherding the characters and doing a lot of promotional work, I don't begrudge him for feeling like he created a more, had more to do with the creation of the characters than say the artist.
Yeah.
They may not be the actual fact of it in a legal sense or whatever, but I don't begrudge the guy for not giving as much credit as maybe other people deserve sometimes, because he was doing a lot of the work. And what were the other guys doing? Working on other projects or not involved with Marvel anymore, and that's their prerogative.
Yeah, and I mean, reading that book, I mean, yet again to mention it, The Untold Tales of Marvel, it tells tale of like he tried to hand off the dialogue duties for books multiple times to other creators and felt like it didn't have the right voice, because Stan was writing the dialogue for all these comics. Even if other people were coming up with the plots and the breakdowns, it was Stan who was writing the dialogue for, 12, 13 books a month.
If I remember right, because I've read multiple books on how to create comics.
Yeah.
And the Marvel, he's the one that invented the Marvel method.
Yes,
which
he
is,
did.
He gives the idea, the artist does everything else, draw it, plot it, everything.
Yep.
Stan gives the basic plot. Then they hand it off to Stan, and Stan does like the dialogue and a couple of edits here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you can argue you can argue that the artists all deserve more credit, and you wouldn't be wrong. But you can also argue that you can't argue that Stan did nothing, and only the artist did most of the work.
No,
Stan came up with the original concept.
Yeah.
The artist expanded on it immensely, and then Stan finished it with his own thoughts.
Right, and sure, there were probably characters that were created by the artists, but a lot of their general personality,
that's all Stan.
is Stan. Yeah, Brandon, what were you gonna say?
Look, Stan was 2 things. Stan was the original hype man, number 1.
Yes.
He was out there championing these books for years and years and years.
Mm-hmm.
After a time when people fell by the wayside for comics, he was the original voice of them. If you look at any TV series from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, he had an active voice in those shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And also too, he was the original story editor for comics.
Yes.
He was the original single-handedly group editor for an entire line of comic books.
Yeah, outside of those 3 years that he had enlisted, he worked consistently for Marvel Comics until the 70s.
Yes.
Yeah, it's one hell of a career that I don't think we're ever really going to see again. I mean, the closest we came, like you think about even like run wise, like what the closest is what Bendis on Ultimate or Dan Slott on Amazing.
No, even then that's Bendis on Ultimate's the closest, because Slott had a long run on Spider-Man, but he didn't. Someone else can write Spider-Man for 20 years and take his place.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bendis created the Ultimate Universe.
Yes, he did.
And basically, when he ended it, it ended.
You're right.
Nothing came out after that. They brought Miles to the Marvel Universe just so that he could continue writing it.
Oh, sure.
So Bendis is, but even then, Bendis did is reimagine Stan's characters.
Yeah.
Him and Mark Millar, and maybe 1 or 2 other people.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can think of that comes close is, I don't know, maybe the Image guys combined.
Yeah.
Because they created Spawn,
God.
Wildcats.
Oh, God. Okay.
And even then.
I'm sorry. You mentioned it, so I'm going to have to mention this. If you have not watched on YouTube, there is a video of Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, and Stan Lee as Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane are drawing and putting together a concept for a character with Stan and his quote-unquote input, and it is basically Stan ripping into Todd and Rob the entire time.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I don't know what happened to lead to that, but it may just be, I don't know if it was sour grapes or that he was just in a mood that day. But
What the hell are you guys doing?
If you want
you
to,
can't even draw feet. What are those triangles? God damn it, life! I know we were Kirby, and Kirby was a guy.
if you want to see Stan at his snarkiest, watch that video. Basically.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's
Is that from the same series where like Stan and Jim Lee and we're talking and stuff like that
it may
over a
be-
drawing table? Because I remember I saw that, and I've seen one with just McFarlane and Stan,
Uh-huh.
and it's like modern. I don't know if it's called Modern Masters or something like that.
Yeah, there was a DVD, but Midtown used to have it. I never bought
It's
it.
from the '90s though.
Yeah. There's a here's a line from the video. You can think and draw at the same time.
That's really I gotta watch this later.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But I'll go back to when Comic Geek Speak had Stan Lee on. It was episode 83 of the show back in 2005.
on his 83rd birthday.
Yep, on his 83rd birthday, and it's kind of insane that was 13 years ago now. But
We're so old.
when they had him on, Kevin Moyer said something on that episode. I very re-listened to it earlier today, and it's something that I 100% agree with. Is that for years now, Marvel Comics have said Stan Lee presents. It didn't matter whether it was something that Stan created or whether somebody else created. It would say Stan Lee presents. I really want that to continue until there is no such thing as Marvel Comics anymore.
Here,
Because Stan Lee is Marvel Comics, period.
I mean, yeah, he is the face of. He is the one person you think of when you think of Marvel.
Right. And there would
There's no one else. No one else can replace him.
yeah, and because he kept it running, I feel he deserves the honor of the Stan Lee Presents moniker for as long as they can possibly put it on a comic. It should be there. It's part of Marvel's history and it's part of their heritage.
Yeah,
I don't think it should go anywhere.
you can't. No,
Well,
I don't think you can argue.
as long as they're using his characters, they definitely should.
Yeah.
However, Marvel doesn't have, and I guess DC's reputation is also going down too, of taking care of their creators after the fact.
Yeah.
Like you used to hear stories about DC doing a lot better and stuff. I don't know if that's going down
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
It's
But
different.
when
with-
Paul Levitz was publisher,
Yeah.
he made sure those people got paid when their stuff got used
Right.
in a movie or
Right.
whatever. And
Yeah, but it's different
Marvel
with
never
Stan.
really did that apparently, or not to the level that DC did. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it's different with Stan because Stan was smart. He negotiated a better contract, not the best contract, because from what I understand, he got paid $1 million a year for life.
Yeah.
Which is great back in 1970, but in 2018, that's nothing
Right.
compared to like Chris Evans makes that throwing Cap Shield once, so. But I think he also had he was also a company employee, and he had he was also editor in chief.
Yeah.
He probably gave himself a better deal on that because he could.
Well, he's also executive producer of all the movies.
Yeah, he was executive producer for life on all those Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Every single one. Ghost Rider,
Yep.
Punisher.
And I believe his
Daredevil.
final cameo is probably
good
going to
ones.
be Avengers 4. Because from what I hear, he filmed a cameo for there's 2 movies I believe he did. I think there might be a cameo in the X-Men movie.
Dark Phoenix?
Yeah,
he
in Dark
probably
Phoenix,
is.
there may be one in that, depending on where they filmed it.
When's Spider-Man
I
coming
thought
out?
last year or something they said, like Ragnarok, maybe I guess when Thor Ragnarok came out, I thought they had said that Stan filmed a whole bunch for him, like 4 in a row with James Gunn or something like that.
Yeah, you know what? According to this here, it's Captain Marvel and Avengers 4. He filmed cameos for. So yeah, you'll see one in that, and that's probably what it was. James Gunn probably filmed a bunch of them, and we're running out of them.
What about Spider-Man? Isn't Spider-Man coming out next year?
It is, but I don't believe it has a cameo. They filmed that in London a lot.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and he really didn't travel much.
No, no, you're right.
Certainly not overseas.
No, you're right.
So he probably didn't. He probably wouldn't have been able to do that.
I wonder if they can do it via studio though, like green screen.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and insert shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your guys' favorite cameo that Stan made? Brandon?
You know what? Not my favorite movie, but I think probably one of the best cameos. Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Yes.
With Garfield?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, was that in the library?
That's the lizard fight in the science.
Yeah.
He's like the science teacher, janitor.
Yep.
He's a librarian. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best cameos I've seen.
Yeah. I'm going old school, and I'm saying Willie Lumpkin. I think it was great to have him as Willie Lumpkin in the original Fantastic Four movie.
I will do you guys one better. Not only is it one of the worst Marvel movies, but it's
Oh no.
also from the Fantastic Four franchise. Stan Lee as himself
Oh
at the wedding
wedding.
of Reed and Sue.
yes.
What's your name? Stanley.
Stan Lee.
Yeah, okay, guy. No, really, I'm Stanley. I'm on the list. That's my favorite.
Brett, where would you go?
I definitely like the Fantastic Four ones for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think I always like the one with the whatever. I think it was Guardians 2 with the Watcher.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
sitting around the Watchers and stuff like that, and they
Yep.
disappear on him at the end of the movie. He's like, "Hey, where are you going?"
I'm
think
right
that's-
back.
That's my favorite.
Was he in the first?
I always,
I think he was.
yeah, he was. I
don't
think he's in
remember
one
his
of the Earth
cameo.
scenes.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But I always disliked the Iron Man cameos he had because it was like, "Hey, Larry King," and he's like there for a split second and he disappears. Or
Hugh Hefner.
the best one was the Hugh Hefner one. But I'm just like, the man created the character. Like he deserves more than a split second on screen.
Yeah.
In fact, I hope what they do in the future after they use up the ones they've already filmed is just create stand in a frame, like his headshot or something, with one of the stars or whatever. Like, hey, in every movie they go, you see Stan's 8x10 in a picture frame in the background, or some line going like, "Oh, it's my favorite uncle."
Yeah.
Something like that. I would love that.
They're somehow going to find a way to work his headstone into like a gravesite at some point.
no, you know what?
That's gonna break me.
I know.
I don't know if I want
Avengers
that.
4 spoilers.
Yeah.
When the Avengers get the Infinity Gauntlet and use it against
Yeah.
Thanos, everything's gonna go white, and the Avengers will be it will be in heaven, and they'll talk to their creator,
no.
and it'll be a CG Stan and Jack.
Oh.
Oh
God.
Why would you do that?
That would
Because I
break
hate
me.
everyone.
That would break me, dude.
Because I want.
No, it'll be a Stan. Jack will be there because he didn't create a good contract.
No, he didn't. But his family sued the shit out of Marvel and won.
Kirby's got a lot more rights now when it comes to characters.
His family
in
does.
movies.
He doesn't. He's dead.
Well, yes, thank you, Chief.
Yeah, I should point that out.
That's where I was going. Thank you for reminding me. By the way, I didn't realize that. Well, think of when Kirby was quote unquote God in Wade and Wieringo's Fantastic Four.
Yeah, Fantastic Four 512.
Yeah.
Someone brought it up a couple of nights ago, and I remembered it.
Yeah.
That was back when Reed's face got jacked up by Doom, and he erased it.
Yep.
And he's like, "Yeah, let's fix that back up."
By the way, Thor. In Thor, he tried to lift Mjolnir.
Oh, that's right, with
Yeah.
the truck. Yeah. Okay. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
I actually brought up all of his cameos. I actually really liked him in Mallrats too.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, that was good.
Yeah, like that. Outside of the quote unquote canon of Stan Lee cameos, but that was really good.
So how's the thing of sex?
Spider-Man, I forget which one. Is it one of the Raimi Spider-Man? I guess one man can make a difference.
I think that's the first
Awkwardly standing next to Spider-Man.
one.
That's three.
Oh, that's 3? Okay.
No, my favorite is Spider-Man 2. Look, Spider-Man stole that kid's sneakers.
Yeah, the first Spider-Man movie, he just saved somebody from a falling piece of rubble.
Yeah, that's right.
At the world something concert.
Yes.
With
Macy
the
Gray?
awesome
In-
Macy Gray song.
In what's supposed to be Times Square, but there's no building like that in Times Square.
Say what you want about the movie version of that song. The song on the soundtrack with the Tom Morello guitar lick,
Yes.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movie version, not so much.
Yeah.
Too bad that Chad Kroger and that dude from Nickelback song was no good.
Check. Josie Casey.
Yeah, I don't.
Saliva.
Saliva.
Click, click, boom.
So
Wow.
I forgot that in Amazing Spider-Man 2, he's a guest at Peter and Gwen's graduation, and he notes that he recognizes Peter, And I'm thinking to myself, of course he recognizes Peter. He was their frickin' teacher in the last movie.
Yep. Yeah, but Stan's cameos are never canon. They do whatever they want.
I know, but still.
You know what's really
also-
funny? So, someone came in to work on Tuesday,
Yeah.
and I was ringing him up, and we were talking. It's like, yeah, man, I was just trying to figure out, what's Stan's role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm like,
God.
He's a watcher.
God.
He's a watcher.
He can't be a watcher because why would he need a ride from the other watchers and disguise himself as a human being?
Yeah, that's fair.
So and I was like, God, look, it's obvious he's God. He shows up as multiple mortal beings so he can observe the events of man.
Oh, my God.
These fanboys, God damn it.
What were you going to say, Brendan?
I was going to say, I also found his cameo in Spider-Man the video game heartbreaking too.
Well, what was that? I didn't actually see it.
So in Spider-Man the video game, he plays the owner of a restaurant that MJ and Peter go to.
Oh.
I have a story for this.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, no. Keep going, Brandon.
No, that's all I'm
Did
saying.
you know? Do you know who did the mocap for that?
The mocap for Stan?
Yeah,
No, who?
Travis Willingham.
Grog?
Yeah, Grok from Critical Role. Also, he plays Kingpin in the Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
they were telling the story on an episode of Critical Role, or maybe Talks Machina. I don't remember what. But basically, Travis had to stand in for Stan, and Yuri Lowenthal and Laura were doing the Peter Parker MJ scene, and it was not Stan because he was not in good enough health to do it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So it's technically Stan, but it's not Stan.
I did like in because he doesn't actually show up in the Incredible Hulk, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, he does. He does for like a split second.
Oh, he does. Okay, but I did like that the
Yeah, he drinks the juice.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow.
he drinks the
the
juice
first
that makes him
person that
sick.
drinks it and
right,
dies.
Yeah.
right, the guarana soda or whatever it was. Yeah, okay.
If you had watched every Marvel movie this year leading up to Infinity War since January, you would have known that.
But I didn't. But you did, and you talked about it on your YouTube channel,
Yes, I
BK's
did.
Bullets. Check it out at BK's Bullets on YouTube. Anyway,
I didn't even tell him to do that, folks.
yeah, it's like I've been doing this for 12 years or something.
Train Scary Monkey.
Yeah, right. At gmail.com. I did like in the Incredible Hulk movie, though, that the pizzeria, the guy who owned the pizzeria, his name was Stanley.
Yeah, that's right.
And he looked a lot like Stan, even if he wasn't Stan.
That's right.
Which one was the one with him and Lou Ferrigno?
That's the Hulk.
That's the Hulk with
No,
Eric
no.
Bana.
No, I'm sorry. That's
No, I
Get it
think
together.
that's Incredible Hulk. That's Incredible Hulk. I'm sorry.
no. It is. It's 2003 Hulk, aka Bad Hulk. He appears walking alongside former TV series Lou Ferrigno in an early scene, both the security guards in Bruce Banner's lab,
Yeah.
which is hilarious because Lou Ferrigno plays a security guard in Incredible
This one.
Hulk.
Yep.
So I would like to believe he is the exact same security guard, but he's not because the Hulk movie is not in canon because it sucks butt. It was his first speaking role in a film based on one of his characters.
I thought. Well, yeah.
I thought
that's right.
Fantastic Four was that.
No,
Fantastic.
Actually,
No, go ahead.
I was going to say he's going to be that one, or it's going to be X3 because he actually has a speaking line in X3 also too as well.
Yeah, and Hulk came before Fantastic Four, Brent. Hulk was 2003, Fantastic Four was 2005.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, come on. You got to go in the continuity of Stan appearances. I mean,
Yeah.
you know? And I like that he's shown up in the background of all the Netflix shows. Mm-hmm. Like, there's been a poster, or there's been,
As the officer, right?
Yeah, as the officer, or a mugshot, or something. Like, he's usually somewhere in one of the shows.
I don't think he was in season 3 of Daredevil.
He may not have been, but
I don't remember seeing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably wasn't paying enough attention.
I remember he showed up as wall art, like graffiti wall art on, I think, Luke Cage, if I remember correctly.
That, and also these posters of him as the officer on episode 10, I think it was.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he's definitely, he makes himself known. He apparently was in the animated Jay and Silent Bob movie also.
Yes. Jay and Bob Super Cartoon movie. Yes, he was.
But he has a voiceover in Into the Spider-Verse,
Oh, cool.
so he will be in that. He has
And Teen Titans.
Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6, amazing end credits scene in Big Hero 6. Love that.
That's right. I remember that.
It's great.
The pediatrician we take the kids to, they have a TV and it's always playing a movie. They have one movie, Big Hero 6.
It's a good movie to have.
Always on. They
God.
figured out how to put it on repeat, and it's just never stops.
It's a good movie to have.
We've been going there for 3 years now, and it's like, geez, they haven't figured out a different movie.
I cannot watch that movie without crying many, many tears.
Yeah. No, it's pretty great. I love it. But apparently, he's also going to be in Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Ooh.
So he's got a voiceover in that. And I did not see Teen Titans go to the movies, but that is the only DC movie with Stan's voice.
Yes, he played himself in that one.
Go figure. All
You
right.
actually watched it, Brandon.
What?
You watched that?
What?
You watched that steaming pile of turd?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean steaming pile of turd? I actually heard it's supposed to be pretty good.
It actually is pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to get that answer, whether it was good or not. And
I don't- I-
What? I don't understand what you're talking about. What?
Why did you make him a poo suddenly?
I know, right?
don't know.
Well, because of who's doing bye-bye next season, that's why.
Oh. Ooh. Womp womp.
Supposedly that's not happening.
Yeah, we'll
What?
see. We'll
When
see.
one of the executive producers said that's not true. I don't know.
All right, we're not talking about Matt Groening here. We're talking about Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excelsior.
True believers, Excelsior.
I remember there was definitely a comic that came out in like the mid 2000s where Stan got to meet different Marvel characters.
It was a fifth week event series. It was a bunch of one shots.
That's what it was. Okay.
Stan Lee meets, and then there's one with Spider-Man holding on to him. I think Silver Surfer's one.
Yeah.
There's a couple of them. I remember it.
I think I read the Spider-Man one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think I think I saw it in your collection
Yeah.
at one point.
But let's talk about real quick Stan Lee's DC work.
Oh,
Do we have
Stanley. Oh, boy.
I read the Green Lantern one
I read the Batman.
with Dave Gibbons art. That's the only one I read.
Yeah.
I read the Superman one years ago.
I never read any of them except the Batman.
I think I read the Superman one, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember it, so I don't think I read it.
Yeah.
Have they been collected at all? I don't remember if
They're
they've been
collected.
They were at some point, and they may
They're called Just Imagine Stan Lee
Imagine,
creating
yeah.
DC Universe.
Yeah, let's see.
That's the trade. Midtown might still have it
Why would you know that? I don't.
because Midtown Comics is located in New York.
Oh, really? Oh.
Sometimes I visit.
Oh,
Shocker.
and work there.
And you just act like you work there like you did on that Gem Mint Collectibles video?
I mean, technically, I do work for them. I just don't work for them often.
I'm thinking. I think the Stan Lee Just Imagine stuff may only be on digital at this point because I don't think
It used to be a trade back, 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually in print right now.
They don't keep a lot of stuff in print anymore. So
Yeah, because I'm looking right now and I'm not seeing the. Oh, actually, nope. Apparently, book 3 is still available.
that's
in
probably the
paperback.
last one they printed, and that's leftover copies.
It's so old it has the original DC Bullet on it.
I don't think Diamond even has any. Well, yeah, Diamond doesn't have any copies.
Yeah.
I would have remembered it back when I was working for them.
There's a newer version of book 1 with the more. No, never mind. That's the original DC Bullet on it. I take it back. So, yeah, they have not been
Well-
printed in a while.
You can expect them to reprint it here in the next year, probably.
I'm sure they will. And I was very happy to see, pretty much everybody putting up tributes to Stan in one way or another. DC put up a tribute, Marvel put up a tribute. I think I even saw Image and Dark Horse putting up tributes to Stan because, I mean, again, so many of these companies would not exist without Stan keeping comics going.
Let's say modern comics wouldn't exist without Marvel.
Oh, definitely.
No, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Absolutely.
DC would still be stuck in its, let's only do comics for kids phase.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So,
I mean, he created a whole genre of comics.
Yep.
The idea of, reigniting the Silver Age with the Fantastic Four was him.
Yep.
And actually, well, not just him, but actually his wife's idea.
No, that's true. Yeah, because I know that, Spider-Man in particular, I believe we can definitely thank Joan for it because I know that she was basically like, do what you want since the comic was going to get canceled anyway. She's just like, hey, if you want to, make this something that you want, then go ahead and do it. And that's how Spider-Man basically happened.
Yeah.
So, go figure. I know that I thank Stan not just for his main character creations, but also for the supporting characters.
Yeah, his supporting casts are really solid.
Yeah, and that's something that, DC did okay with, back in the day. But I really feel like Marvel was the first company to really give supporting characters an actual voice and personality.
Honestly, if you look at DC, though, it's only really Superman and Batman, which are two of their oldest characters.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman doesn't really have that great a supporting cast.
Yeah.
The Green Lanterns are their own supporting cast because there's 9 Earth Lanterns now or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's it.
You mean there's no Green Lanterns? Or I'm sorry, I thought you were speaking German there for a minute.
There were like 6.
Okay.
Wait, no, it's Simon Baz, Jessica Cruz, Guy, Hal, Kyle, and John. So 6.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
But-
No, I don't speak German.
All right. Good. Just checking. Yeah.
9.
Do we think that J. Jonah Jameson is Stan Lee?
Is he racist?
No.
No,
He just doesn't like Spider-Man.
No, he's not racist.
No.
He just doesn't like Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's fair.
He just doesn't like spiders. He doesn't. He has no
So
problem with.
Stan Lee's an arachnophobe.
Robbie's his best friend.
He's anti
You're right,
right.
you're right.
Yeah. Come
right.
on.
You're
I mean,
right.
mind you, that doesn't mean anything when it comes to racism. But still. But
That's true.
yeah, let's not talk about racism anymore in this episode. That we're
No.
not. We have previous episodes that have talked about this.
Yeah. We don't need to go into it.
But no,
Remember, the comics are for everybody. Comics are for everybody.
yes.
Comics are for everyone.
We're not going there this episode, Brandon. Man,
Oh, don't get me started.
Everyone.
we may soon because I know someone who wants to talk about it. But anyway,
Oh.
Everyone.
all right, we're good.
Okay.
Thank you, Jesus. No, I stand by that. I think that J. Jonah is essentially Stan barking at the bullpen.
Probably.
I could see that.
Because that's one thing. Like, people think the bullpen was this place that everybody worked, when in reality it was pretty much Stan's creation.
Yeah, it was imagined. It was everyone came in with their art. They didn't work in the studio.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
he wished it could be that way from the looks of it, but
I wish it could be that way.
yeah, but that's just not how it happened. And it is what it is. But are there any character creations that stand out to you that wouldn't normally be mentioned when thinking of Stan? Like any side characters or any of his lesser known creations?
I got one.
Shoot.
Robbie Robertson.
Yes. Definitely.
As a black guy, it was so rare to see an intelligent black figure in comics. And not just that, but someone who was seen as an equal to the main characters.
Yes.
To Peter or to JJ, or actually, so sometimes the only person to really rein in JJ also as well.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot to me as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not only just the whole Spider-Man book meant a lot to me as a kid.
Yeah.
And because it's easy to identify with the hero, but when you identify with the supporting cast also too, that's a hallmark of a good storyteller and a good book.
Definitely. Yeah. And that's something that Stan didn't take guff from, because at the time, it wasn't very acceptable to have race in comics back then,
No.
and he went ahead and did it. I mean, it's the same thing, like, for instance, with the breaking the comics code to do the drug issue. Mm-hmm. That's something that Stan was 100% on, because he felt like it was a story that needed to be told.
He had his finger on the pulse of civil rights.
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Yes.
And you look at books like X-Men. I mean, the biggest allegory now of X-Men is, well, at least in the 90s when we were reading them, was gay and straight relations.
Yeah.
X-Men were an allegory for people who were LGBTQ plus.
Yeah. I'd say they
But-
definitely started out more as an allegory for racism.
Yeah,
and
But yeah,
then evolved
definitely.
into
But
that.
definitely, yeah. In the 60s, it really was an allegory for racism or for the civil rights fights.
Yeah.
A lot of people saw Malcolm in Magneto, and a lot of people saw Martin in Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing how you could be so subtle while telling that story, or while twisting that world around to reflect how things are.
Yeah.
And not be preachy about it also too.
Definitely. Yeah, no, it's something that he, I mean, I wouldn't quite say no, I guess I could say he definitely revolutionized that he was very much unafraid to tell the stories that he felt he needed to tell, and that was one of them. When I think of characters that broke the mold, I think of characters like Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a character, and mind you, this was along the same time. You know, Hawkeye, Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch were all characters that started off as villains and then became heroic. And,
Capsqueak Avengers.
Yeah, and became the Avengers. And that shit just wasn't done back in the day. You know, if you were a villain, you were a villain. Like there was not enough nuance in comics for reformation to happen. And Hawkeye today is basically a founding Avenger in many ways. Like, you know, he was in the original Avengers film, but there's people who, if you ask them, like, who's a founding member of the Avengers, they're probably going to say Hawkeye, even though he wasn't there at the beginning. You know?
They'd also say Cap, but they'd be wrong, too.
Well, that is true, since that was, issue 4 that Cap came
Yeah,
in?
issue 4.
Yeah, issue 4, yeah. So it's characters like that make me fully appreciate what Stan was capable of back in the day, and breaking comic book standards and creating something that was a little bit more nuanced than what we were used to. Brent, any that come to mind for you?
I remember reading like that the last Fantastic Four story or whatever. Like John Romita Jr. did the art on it, and Stan like wrote it. Mm-hmm. And I remember reading it. It was like definitely. I don't know if I'd read anything older than that at the time, but I definitely remember having a difficult time reading it a couple of years ago.
Yeah. And I think Maura Harwell did the inks.
Colors.
Did the colors.
Maury did the colors. I remember that.
Yeah, because I know he mentioned that on Facebook that was the one time he really got a chance to work with Stan.
Yeah,
was on that with Junior's stuff. Anything for you, Ref?
Stripperella.
Oh my God!
Wow, you had to go there, didn't you?
You know, honestly, I kind of applaud you for that. Because I would have completely forgotten about that.
That's a post-Marvel one, though.
I know.
Yeah.
But it happened.
It did happen.
And
no, honestly, honestly, I think the thing about Stan. So the thing I liked about Stan the most is he drew from like actual mythology and actual like Shakespearean themes. So
yeah.
Even though he's not an obscure character, my favorite Stan character is Thor. Because I was a huge mythology nerd as a kid.
Yeah.
And Thor was kind of like my entryway into Marvel because I didn't read Marvel growing up or at DC. Mm-hmm. So the first Marvel book I can remember, which isn't the first Marvel book I read, is Avengers Masterworks Volume 1, which is a canary yellow softcover. Mm-hmm. And it's the first 6 to 10 issues of the Avengers.
Okay.
So, and Thor was the character I liked because he had a hammer and he hit people with it. And bludgeoning people is like the best thing you could do to people.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
I pick things up and put them down.
Yeah. And, Loki, we have to thank for him as well.
Yeah, Loki, the rest of the Asgardian pantheon, how many people got into Norse mythology because of Stan Lee?
A lot.
Yeah.
There's probably people who still think to this day that Thor is supposed to have blonde hair, and that
Mjolnir is supposed to look like that. Yeah,
exactly. Like he's not a superhero, and he sure as hell isn't blonde in the original.
No, he was a little more.
Stories.
He was a little more low key.
Oh. Go ahead, Rav. Go ahead, Rav. Keep talking. Keep talking. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so
that was a real tooth gnasher there.
Real tooth grinder?
Yeah, really. Jeez. Oh, boy.
But
that's good. And I thank Stan Lee for alliteration.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because he may not have been the first, Lois Lane, Lana Lang, that all existed.
Lex Luthor,
that all existed before Stan. But Stan's inability to remember names is why we have things like Reed Richards, Sue Storm,
Millie the Model,
Peter Parker,
Bruce Banner,
Flash Thompson,
Thor Thorensen,
Robbie Robertson, J. Jonah Jameson.
Yes.
Logan Loganson.
No,
he didn't create Wolverine. That's right.
No, that
was Len Wein.
Yeah, that's not his name. That's not his name. Scott Summers.
Yeah.
Slim Summers, not Scott. Slim.
Right, because he went by Slim at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because he was thin.
Oh, right. That's absolutely the reason why you go that route. Yeah.
Before Jim Lee took over and made him muscly.
Oh,
previously on X-Men.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you, Miles.
And I think I'll end it on this because I think we might be running out of things to say about Stan, and we can talk about some other things on this episode too. But there's one word that defines Stan Lee that I'm very happy is in the lexicon of language, and that is Excelsior.
Yeah, New York State motto.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah. Excelsior is
That's where you got it from.
Yeah, Excelsior is the New York State motto, and he decided it. Basically, he saw it one day, thought it was a cool word, and decided that would be his exclamation to sign off with. And I thank him very much for that, because I frickin' love the word Excelsior, and I would not know it without Marvel Comics.
My third favorite class of starship.
Yep. It's also used in the name of hotels, newspapers, and other products to indicate superior quality. Because Marvel Comics, Excelsior.
It's the third Enterprise.
Really?
Yes, I know.
Yeah, the Enterprise B.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Star Trek Generations.
Oh,
Captain John Harriman.
really?
The tractor beam will be installed on Tuesday.
I hate you so much.
I'm sorry, you said Tuesday, so now I'll just go Supernatural. But yesterday was Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
But today is Tuesday, too.
Or I can go Scott Pilgrim. She does.
You guys have a lot of weird fucking references.
You'd think we were nerds or something.
Gelato is
God,
vegan?
who thought?
Oh, lordy. All right. Any final thoughts on Stan before we move on?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
I'm going to try to say this without trying to cry at least, but if it wasn't for Stanley, I wouldn't have known you three jackasses.
Aww.
I mean, that's pretty accurate.
Oh, we think you're a jackass too, prick.
And it's amazing how one man has redefined what it is. I wrote on my Facebook, he was the most merry of Marvelites, and he created heroes, and those heroes spawned other heroes.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing how many people, especially in the world that we live in today, are affected by the heroes that we see on the big screen now.
Yeah.
With movies like Iron Man, The Avengers, it's these morality tales now which have affected millions of people now, millions of kids, to be better people. And it would not be such a bright world if it wasn't for Stan Lee.
It's true.
And for that, I just want to say thank you, Stan. You have changed an entire generation of people for the better.
Absolutely. He was a guy who like I said before, he was a guy who was unafraid of pushing the bar when it needed to be pushed, and he was a man who loved his medium. He really did. Whether it be the characters that he created or whether it just be comics in general. I 100% agree with you, Brandon. We would not be sitting here right now if not for Stan. And this industry would be a much bleaker place without his achievements and without just without him. Period. I'm looking right now at the Stan soapbox that he wrote back in the 70s.
The racism one?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll read a couple of lines of it real quick here, just because they are actually,
Prescient?
They're prescient and they're pertinent. Bigotry and racism are among the deadliest social ills plaguing the world today. But unlike a team of costume supervillains, they can't be halted with a punch in the snoot or a zap from a ray gun. The only way to destroy them is to expose them, to reveal them for the insidious evils they really are. The bigot is an unreasoning hater, one who hates blindly, fanatically, indiscriminately. If his hang-ups is black men, he hates all black men. If a redhead once offended him, he hates all redheads. If some foreigner beat him to a job, he's down on all foreigners. He hates people he's never seen, people he's never known, with equal intensity, with equal venom. Now, we're not trying to say it's unreasonable for one human being to bug another, but although anyone has the right to dislike another individual, it's totally irrational, patently insane to condemn an entire race, to despise an entire nation, to vilify an entire religion. I'm going down a little bit here. For then, and only then, we'll be truly worthy of the concept that man was created in the image of God, a God who calls us all his children. Pax est Justitia, Stan. Excelsior.
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 True believers. I'll go back to doing the Stanley experience in a couple of weeks. I can't do it
Yeah,
right
you
now.
know, that's fine.
I know, I can't.
You know what's funny? I was just thinking about it.
Yeah.
If anything, I think the person I've always wanted to be was Stan.
Yeah.
Because I've always wanted to write comics. I've always been a shameless promoter of comics.
Oh, certainly.
So, I mean,
Your bravado would not exist without
yeah,
Stan.
the person I am today is not directly, because I don't think I copy Stan that much, but is pretty much inspired by Stan. So, that's, like Brandon said, we wouldn't be who we are.
Yeah.
We wouldn't know each other. We wouldn't be the people we are without Stan.
Yeah.
Without his creations, what are we?
You're absolutely right.
I'd be a
And-
Superman fan still, but what does that even mean?
And that image that's been spread all over the place that I posted to my Instagram. You were a pretty good creator of universes yourself, kid.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
that's it's very, very true. And yeah, I'm gonna miss you, Stan. I lost two heroes this year at the age of 95. My grandfather and Stan. And
Oh wow, both same age.
yeah, they were both 95 when they passed, and it was both this year. And
Yeah.
when my grandfather died, I thought to myself, Stan's gonna come next, and it's gonna hurt just about as much. And it did, man. It really did. I'm gonna freaking miss him.
Yeah.
He was absolutely what we needed for this industry, and he's never gonna be forgotten. And he's always gonna have a lasting legacy on the world of comic books, Marvel and elsewhere.
Oh, hands down. He's the most influential creator of ever.
All right.
It's hard to argue that.
And let's face front and talk about some comics. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I think what else would we do on an episode to honor the legacy of Stan than to talk about some stuff we read and some stuff that we've enjoyed. Brent, what you been reading? What you been reading lately, man?
Oh, you put me on the spot here.
Always.
I read books.
Reading-
They are good.
My favorite book is Title by Guy.
Title has pages. I read the pages. I look at the pictures on the pages. They are good.
Thank you very much for that.
I thought that was good.
Did you read?
Just
Did you read
reread
Morrison's?
the Kurt Busiek Camelot Falls arc?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
That was okay. Wasn't as good as I remember.
Yeah.
I reread the Loki miniseries by Robert Rhodey
Mhm.
and Isad Ribic.
Wait, War Machine wrote that?
Let's just go with yes on that and move on. Did you read Morrison's Green Lantern?
Yes, I did,
was,
and
tricky.
I want to reread it. It didn't immediately turn me off.
Okay.
But it wasn't as clear to read as any other person would have wrote it.
So what you're saying is it was a Morrison comic.
It was.
Yeah. I'll stick around. It's only 12 issues, so How bad could he fuck it up? I guess.
It's a police procedural and like a pulp book in the Morrison heavy metal fashion.
Interesting.
That's the best way I can describe it. I read that thing twice.
Okay.
What bums me out though is that the 2 books that just ended before that, Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
And Green
I
Lanterns.
forget who was writing that. Was that Rob Venditti writing that?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Venditti.
And Green Lanterns, which for a long time was Baz and Jessica Cruz. And then after Hal Jordan ended, it was like everybody, that was, and I think Mike Perkins was doing some art on there. I don't know if he's doing writing or not, but those were all really strong out of the Rebirth line. So it's a bummer to see those come to an end, to suddenly hard left turn as anything going into a Morrison book is.
Well, that's that's
throws out everything before and does what he wants.
I mean,
right?
frankly, that's the way I felt about when Bendis took over Superman, and we lost out on Jurgens, and then we lost out on Tomasi. But that's, it's bound to happen. I mean, creators change over, and
Especially high-profile creators, they
yeah,
get the run of the place.
yeah. But is it like Final Crisis Morrison, or is it like Animal Man Morrison?
I've never read Animal Man. It's
It's Final Crisis E. It's a little more.
Yeah.
Is it heady or is it like just crazy?
It's crazy. It's just straight up. It's out there.
Multiversity crazy, or
Just about.
no, it's
all right?
like he's introducing different characters, so they're the main focus of the first half of the book, and then Hal shows up and he's like a wanderer on Earth, which kind of makes sense. Like if you spend every waking moment in space, you're not going to have a place to live on Earth. You're not going to have any money on Earth. Like his Hal Jordan relies so much on the ring that he's going around from town to town, meeting girls and eating off their couches and stuff instead of earning money for himself and trying to keep a job here on Earth. He's just like, whatever, I'll just go to the next town. He's hitchhiking and all this other weird stuff that Hal's never done before.
So
Like,
a philandering Jesus?
yeah. You know what I am reading for the first time? I'm reading The Sandman
Oh, really?
from Neil Gaiman. I've never read that before.
Wow.
And that is a tough read, I think. It's just not. I mean, I think I've read the first 3 volumes. The first one was good. I like that one. The second one, The Doll's House was all right. And then the third one was just a bunch of like one-offs and stuff. And I'm like, man, I know this is supposed to be some legendary run, but it is not grabbing me. I don't know.
It's a very textually dense book.
Yeah.
Yeah, each issue seems like it's 30 pages or 40 pages.
Yeah, it's like if you took a prose book and put it into a comic and just illustrated the basics of it. That's what you got.
I've got 2 more volumes from the library that I'll probably read, but if those don't grab me, I don't know if I'm going to continue with it. But then I can at least say I've read half of it. It is not as quickly paced as like Preacher or Y or any of the other big Vertigo books from the last 20 years.
Fair enough.
Technically, Sandman's not even from the last 20 years. From the last 30 years.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, whatever. It was
Yeah,
the thing that launched the Vertigo line, and then you had Preacher and all that stuff shortly after.
God.
Lucifer and
Swamp Thing.
yeah.
Swamp Thing.
I haven't read all of Sandman. I still have a few more volumes to go. I know I definitely like later volumes of Sandman better than earlier. It did take a bit for it to pick up steam for me. Not to say that I do not enjoy it. I do. It's just the later volumes with the Element girl stuff and things like that. With Carter Hall's kids involved. I am remembering that right?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, Hank Hall. I think that's the
No, not Hank Hall. Hector Hall.
Hector Hall.
Hector
Thank you,
Hall.
Hector Hall and his wife. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all really good stuff.
The JSA / not Infinity Inc. Was it Infinity Inc. tie-in?
I think it was Infinity Inc. actually.
Okay.
Yeah. That actually I really liked. Which is funny because you think of Sandman as this somewhat standalone book, but some of the DC tie-in stuff is my favorite stuff. It's just the way it works out. Go figure.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more standalone than it actually is, and I'm surprised that it's this Vertigo book that's supposed to be outside the DC universe, and it's totally not.
Yeah. Well, hey,
They must have like black labeled it, Oh, this is done, but we're going to call it Vertigo anyway.
And that actually was the case. It existed before Vertigo, if I remember correctly. I think don't quote me on that. I'm almost certain that it existed before Vertigo, because I know like Transmetropolitan, for example, became a Vertigo title because the wine that it was in no longer existed and then got folded into Vertigo.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not entirely certain on Sandman. It may have existed before Vertigo. It may not have, but we'll find out. But no, blacklisting Watchmen, I'm laughing at that.
Black labeling.
I mean, come on, man. Like, it's freaking Watchmen. They just found a new way.
Watch out for the Watchmen.
Yeah. True or false? The only reason why this new version of Watchmen trade exists is so that they could put the black label on it and keep it in print.
Yup.
That's it.
Keep cheating. What's his face?
I believe what's his face? I believe his name is Alan Moore. Raph. Have you heard him?
Mr. Whiny Bitch, you mean?
Mr. Beardy McBeard Pants. That's his name.
Mr. I'm so sick of it. I'm gonna trash the thing that made my name any second I get. Fuck that guy. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, his bitterness has taken over, and I understand, but it's too much.
Lulu, we love you, Lou, all the same.
Oh my
Watchmen
God.
babies in V for Vacation.
Yeah, right.
Worst movie ever.
Yeah, Vertigo was launched in 1993, and Sandman started being a Vertigo title with issue 47.
Okay. All right. In other news, I read the first 2 issues of The Wrong Earth.
Who does that?
I believe the artist is somebody we know.
Jamal Eagle?
Yes, that's it. Jamal Eagle.
Eagle, right.
Jamon, I love Jamon.
Jamal. Yeah, no. Jamal Eagle is the artist on it. Tom.
Oh, my beer's everywhere.
And that's what you get for trying to drink while I'm making bad jokes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And he's got my help, too.
It's like your powers have multiplied. Oh,
It's like the Infinity Gems. You get two together, you get more power.
Hey, the biggest mistake that anyone ever made was giving me a second mic and a mixer so that this fucker could be in the same room as me.
That's very true.
Tom Pyre on story, Jamal Igo on art, Juan Castro on inker.
Juan Castro.
Yes, Juan Castro.
Good old Juan.
Good old Juan. Spider Juan.
So happy to see Juan doing as well as he is, man.
Yeah.
And whether or not Jamal Igle did this story or not, whether I had ever met Jamal Igle, I would love this story because it is everything I love about comics in a comic. It is 60s cheese and 90s grit and basically reversing the two. Like, come on. Essentially Adam West Batman winds up in present-day Batman world.
That's amazing.
While present-day Batman winds up in Adam West world and has to... Ooh, Adam West world.
Adam West.
Adam West world coming soon to HBO.
Yeah.
And
Good job, True Believer.
and then they're forced to deal with these new lives that they have to live, and it's really good. I haven't read issue 3 yet, but by the second issue we have the Dragonfly, dealing with this what he considers a naive Earth, where the mayor, who in his world is corrupt, is still in power, and the police chief, who hates him, is still in power, and then Dragonfly Man winds up on the Earth of Dragonfly, not knowing that his sidekick, basically the Robin to his Batman, is recently deceased, and he has to deal with that. In I'm sure he will in future issues, but it's a very, very well done story, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Was his Robin killed by a 1-900 number?
I'm starting to think that Dragonfly Man or whatever, yes, Dragonfly is the dark version.
Yes.
Dragonfly Man is the light version.
Yes.
I'm starting to get the impression at the end of issue 2, I don't know about you, that Dragonfly Man was not as light as we think.
Yeah.
And I haven't. Issue 3 is out. I need to get it from Comixology. I thought I subscribed to it. I don't know what the hell's going on. But anyway, I'll pick it up here tonight and read it.
Yeah. And the other thing that I love about these stories, and I do agree with you on that Brent, that Dragonfly Man, I think he might be using his future, I guess quote unquote futuristic technology for a little bit of some mind control, maybe. It wouldn't surprise me if maybe he's not nearly as nice as he's leading on. I love the difference in art from Earth to Earth. And Jamal and Juan and Andy Troy, the colorist, just drive that home entirely. That these places are very different, and the art styles reflect that. And I adore that. Jamal's playing in 2 different sandboxes here.
Yep.
And he's completely embracing it.
He's totally killing it.
Yep.
From what I've seen. I haven't read them completely.
Yeah. I have. I've read the first 2 issues.
I've skimmed them at work.
Yeah, it's good stuff, and you should more than skim it. You should read it.
I have. They're in a bag. And
You should pre-order a copy from Midtown Comics or DCBS.com, asshole.
That's true.
No, they're at home.
Support independent creators.
They're at home in a bag that I have a ton of comics I'm backed up on.
We all do, dude. Please.
Yeah, but I used to not be that guy. Now I am.
Do you know how far behind I am on an Amazing Spider-Man?
Did you at least get to 900? No.
You're funny.
Or was it? No, it was 900. It was 800. Whatever the number is.
I am still. Oh God, I don't even know if I want to admit this.
Are you still on Doc Ock, Spidey?
No.
Is JMS
no.
still writing your Spider-Man issues?
I haven't.
He can't get past Sin's Past.
Oh my God! Did you
Are you
fucking
still
see?
Civil War?
Okay.
Are you still Civil War? Oh God, no.
Okay, did you fucking see that Sin's Past is coming back in print?
Oh God.
They're gonna freaking come out with a trade of Sin's Past.
I think those twins are still alive. I don't think they ever killed them off.
Oh, I really hope that they got Mephisto'd away, man.
I don't. They probably did. You're right.
Yeah.
Peter, you know how you loved this one girl for all your life, and well, she died, and well, before she died, we kind of had babies with her and kind of had twins. It was kind of a thing,
And yet, so they're Norman Osborn's kids. Yet the boy looks just like Peter.
I would have loved to have. I'm sorry, going back to Stan for a minute. I would have loved to have known Stan's thoughts on all that. I really would have.
Oh God, could you imagine that?
Oh, God. They did what?
Yeah.
But no, I am pre-Clone Conspiracy. That's how far behind on my Spider-Man I am. I
never read Spider-Verse.
I need to catch up. You never read Spider-Verse?
I have the trade.
Come on,
Wait,
man.
Seriously?
Yeah, I have the
Wow.
trade. No, that's not true. I read half of Spider-Verse. I didn't finish it.
Read that
That's
shit.
like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I was working at Diamond. I didn't.
They're already coming out with a sequel.
They are.
I'm reading the sequel. It's
Spider-Verse 2, Electric
Oh, you
Boogaloo.
can't read the sequel without reading the first one.
great. I have it on trade. It's at home. It's just I never finished reading it.
Yeah.
Are you
I don't know
stuck
what-
On, are you stuck on Civil War 2 also?
No, I finished Civil War 2. It was god awful.
Well, ew.
Have you read?
I didn't buy it. I read it at work.
Have you read Crisis on Infinite Earths?
No, I'm on the Legion of Superheroes issues right before that.
Oh, okay.
I'm Murd basically.
Oh, okay.
No,
All right.
I'm not that bad. I'm bad on some. I haven't read Superman since I still have some Tomasi's Superman to read.
Yeah.
I'm up to date. Okay, well, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah,
since
go
I'm
ahead.
talking.
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
So I'm behind on a lot, but let's see.
Giggity.
I read. So I'll talk about the books I reviewed for Comics First, and you can read my reviews on comicsfirst.com. So I've actually plug. I got a plug, right?
Shameless.
So I've been reading action. So Superman Action Comics. I'm behind on Superman because I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Because it's continuing the Rogol Zahl stuff, which I don't love from Man of Steel. But I do like Action Comics a lot. It reminds me of the Byrne Superman stuff a lot, where it's all about the Daily Planet and like the side characters and him interacting with people as opposed to constantly fighting threats bigger than the universe, which is good because sometimes you can't always do that because you run out. So it's the Dragon Ball problem. Action's really good. The villains are really good. They're actually well thought out. They're small time crooks who know when to hide when Superman's around and actually do their crime right, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to take on Superman. There's this mystery about Lois and whether or not she's like going to expose Superman. And she's writing a tell-all book about her life, and we don't know what's in it.
She just did that in the New 52 before they killed that Superman.
But that wasn't that wasn't about this Superman.
Wait, hold on.
Spoilers.
Well, actually,
Jean Lewin Yang was the first one to expose Superman's secret identity in Superman Truth, drawn by John Romita Jr.
but actually, Mr. Casino, once the pre-New 52 Superman merged with New 52 Superman, the universe was rewritten, and that entire story arc is now null and void. Thank you.
That's actually true.
Check, please.
Yeah.
Actually, both you are wrong because that person still exists in the world also too.
Well, yeah.
Well, you suck. Well, you suck. That's.
But anyway, Action Comics is really good. I actually really enjoyed Bendis writing Superman. I didn't think I would because I expected him to be better on Batman. But he has one issue where Batman shows up. It's great.
All
It's
right.
really good.
Okay, good.
I don't know if I love his Batman yet because it's 4 pages of Batman.
You know that once Tom King is done with his arc,
9 years from now.
yeah, Bendis is probably going to do. What are you ughing about? It's good.
Finish your sentence. I'll get into it.
Okay,
Wait,
so
me first.
so
So you're done.
action's good. There's this new #1 I just reviewed for that came out today, Electric Warriors. It's funky. It's set in the future after Commandy. So men
Whoa.
and animals have made peace, and they've actually like joined together to harmonize again.
Oh, shit.
And so they joined the intergalactic community.
This is DC?
Yeah, it's DC.
Oh, wow.
It's right after Commandy.
Wow.
They join the intergalactic community and they choose 2 champions to become Electric Warriors, which are they fight the wars for their planets, and it's a battle to the death. So if Thanagar has a problem with Earth, they have to fight our Electric Warriors. So the human gets chosen, and there's nice references like to the past. Like the human champion gets like the cape of Kal-El, the shroud of Kal-El, which is like this mythical. It's the Superman's cape.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's got a lot of references to the past and like a lot of Kirby references because it's Kamandi was a Kirby creation. It's only one issue. It's pretty good so far. I think I'm gonna give the rest of the series a shot. Let's see. I read Action. Justice League is really good. Justice League is like it reminds me of JLU, where like the threats are big and the team is big and like
That's Snyder, right?
Yeah, that's Snyder.
Okay.
And right now it's Manipul. They're doing the Atlantis storyline.
Oh, nice.
It's really good. What Snyder does is he basically just like. He has Lex Luthor be Lex Luthor, like the ultimate genius. He's got Batman in a corner. He took at one point Luthor took over Superman's body and almost could have controlled the universe, and it was amazing. I think it's
You can't tell me that first arc was not hella confusing, and you understood what was going on at all times.
I had to
Bullshit.
I'm a big Morrison fan. What do you want? So I can understand. It's very Morrison reminiscent. It did take
But
me
that
2
doesn't
to
make
3
any
times.
sense for Snyder to be that way, though. That's what I hate about it.
But then don't you realize that that's what Snyder's been doing for a while now? He's been kind of like going down that Morrison route. What was Metal? That was all Metal was.
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy Metal that
See,
much.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I didn't love Metal, but I get where he's coming from now. He's taking that Morrison out there crazy big adventure.
And you know what?
Multiversal threat route.
And frankly, he should be allowed to. And that's just
I don't have
it.
a problem with it.
Like I'm whether I like it or not, I keep tying everything back to frickin' Stan. Like,
Excelsior.
Stan had, like 18 different voices when he was a writer. He could be any type of writer he really wanted to be. And we always as fans, and I've done this myself, I've been guilty of it. We always bitch and moan when writers that we love try to change their voice, to try and change things up, to try and be, something different, to try and, to keep themselves interested in what they're writing, and perhaps they have other stories they want to tell. And this is clearly something that Scott Snyder's been wanting to do for a while. Like, he told his Batman story. Even that was a little crazy at times. So
once it got to Endgame, it got really weird.
Yeah. So like, this doesn't surprise me for Scott Snyder. And frankly, I think if he wants to tell something in a different voice, he should be allowed to, love it or not.
No,
I mean,
but he's done it before, like in different voices. Like the Swamp Thing run he wrote was
Yeah.
really good. That was certainly a more different style and voice than like the Batman stuff.
I don't remember
You know,
Superman Unchained at all. I don't remember that series. I know he did it. I know Jim Lee drew it.
Dude,
I don't
him and
remember a
Yannick
damn
Paquette is
thing.
amazing.
Dude, Yannick is awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, so the talk about good Morrison. Wonder Woman Earth 1 Volume 2 is amazing.
Okay, I still need to read book 1, so I'll get the book 2.
I had a hard time reading book 1. It wasn't, I don't think it's that well written, or didn't understand what the plot was other than Wonder Woman's coming to man's world, like general stuff. But
This is a man's
Volume
world.
2 is pretty straightforward for Morrison.
Yeah.
And it's really, really cool. And the Yannick stuff is amazing. And like, I don't know, I did a whole video on it. You can watch it, you know. But
EJ Plus, YouTube.
no, but so my thing with Snyder's Justice League is that first one was like, didn't really explain what the I mean, they don't really know what the totality is, but whatever was going on was not as succinctly explained. Like he was rushing through stuff. Like Flash was running through exposition, and I don't know. I could do big stuff like I can read big stuff like, what was it, Hitch's Justice League I liked.
Yeah.
He was doing some big, crazy, whacked out stuff there. I thought that was good, but for whatever reason, the Snyder stuff, I'm just like, I mean, I'm liking what he's doing with Atlantis now. That's fine.
Yeah.
But the first one took a while. It was a big shift. Maybe that's what it was.
It's possible. Yeah. Brandon, you had thoughts?
About which one?
I don't know.
Anything.
You said me first, and then you didn't actually go first.
I was going to talk about Tom King and Batman.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Well, just to catch from what I had been reading actually as of late.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pretty much, I've been reading a lot of older books now. Went back because of The Walking Dead. Now I actually started reading the actual trades of Walking Dead.
Good.
It's okay, honestly.
Which arc are you on?
I'm on like the first 3 arcs.
Oh,
I read the first 2 trades.
Okay, I barely got through that when I first read it. In fact, I've told this story before. I read those first 2 trades, and they basically just sat on a shelf because I read them back when Comic Geek Speak had a book in a month on them. That's how long ago that was. And I didn't even finish Volume 2, and then like years later, I went back to it, and I liked it more. So that's
it picks up during the Governor.
Yeah,
the Governor arc, really.
Yeah,
once they get to the prison, it gets really interesting.
That's around the time. Yeah, it's right before the Governor.
Definitely.
Okay, because it's a really rough read right now.
It is. I agree with you.
The longer Tony Adler draws it, the better he gets at distinguishing the characters.
Yes,
because I think when he first started out, it was really hard to tell who's who.
Yeah,
unless they said, in the dialogue who they were.
Yeah. Especially since it's a black and white book, it's just not popping at all.
Yeah.
And also because I'm watching a lot of Arrow as of lately and catching back up on the seasons, I started reading the Longbow Hunters.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah,
Mike Grell, right?
Yeah, it's that's a dark book.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot of adult subject matter in a book I was not ready for a comic book.
Yeah, isn't it crazy that politics and comics have existed for years? Like, isn't
I know, right? Go figure. Who would have thought that?
Yeah,
interesting bedfellows.
It's okay. We're not talking about this episode. It's fine.
Everyone.
Anywho, no, the art in that is gorgeous too.
It is really gorgeous.
Yeah,
and I finally finished the Black Panther omnibus also too.
Ooh,
is that the Chris Priest one?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
the first volume, there's like 4 of them.
The first one is only what I can find so far.
Okay.
But oh god, oh my god,
it's pretty great. Yeah,
it is. Especially after watching the Black Panther movie, you can see where a lot of that influence came from.
Yeah,
it is so good.
Yeah, that round table they have with Christopher Priest and Don McGregor and all those guys is pretty interesting on the DVD.
Yeah, I saw that. That was actually pretty fun to watch. Yes.
I actually don't know if I own it.
I definitely wait. Do I own it? I'm sorry. I'm looking at my shelf right now, and I'm trying to remember if I own it.
I'm missing
yet.
a couple Marvel movies.
Yeah, I that may be one that I still need to pick up because now that they're on Netflix, and mind you, they won't be soon. But like I've been buying the Blu-rays more sporadically since I don't need to own them immediately.
I have Infinity War because
Yeah, I haven't yet, but I will because chances are someone's going to buy it for Christmas. So
I watched that. I watched that scene with Thor like 1,000 times a day.
Bring me Thanos!
Thanos!
One complaint about the Infinity War Blu-ray is that they did for the 20th movie, they did a piss poor job on the special features.
No, totally agreed.
It's hella
Totally
disappointing.
agreed. We should have gotten so much more. We should have gotten a 10 years of Marvel documentary. We should have
We
gotten
should
like
have gotten a second disc full of just stuff.
No, totally agree. I'm totally with you there.
Explain to me why Deadpool can do a better Blu-ray release than Marvel
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
totally.
yeah.
They just getting lazy. They
Oh,
don't care.
And okay, since you mentioned it, we'll get back to what you're reading in a second, Brandon. Since you mentioned Deadpool, okay, that frickin' night before Deadpool or whatever they're calling it. Once upon a
Deadpool.
Thank you. Once upon a Deadpool. That's coming out. The PG-13 rated Deadpool 2 with Fred Savage
In bed.
in bed.
In bed
Like he
as
wasn't-
Princess Bride.
Yeah.
That is amazing, and I will see that shit in theaters. They're going to get more money out of me.
Yeah, they are.
Also, too, you should see because they are going to send $1 from every ticket sold to Fudge Cancer.
Yes.
$1. Fuck that. Come on.
If if
This
they
is a re-release.
if they make a decent amount on this, man, it's gonna be a decent amount of money.
And it's only going to be out for like 2 weeks, though. Come on.
Yeah. At least
Yeah.
look, here's the thing. I think this is also them testing the water to see if they can get away with a PG-13 Deadpool as a re-release or as a PG-13 Deadpool as an alternative release.
Right.
So,
So
that's
then you
really,
get the
that's
kiddies.
really what this is.
And we all know that this is being released so that they can release Deadpool 2 in China.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the original Deadpool 2 was not allowed to be released in China, and this one will be.
For obvious reasons, because
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
that opening montage not very friendly to.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what you guys were talking about. Yeah, no. I got it.
Yep. All right, so what else did you read?
That's really about it. I've just been catching a lot of old books and a lot of old TV series.
Cool. And did you have comments on Tom King's Batman or not?
No, from what I read, I like it.
Uh-huh.
I'm still upset over the wedding, but yeah, I'll get over it.
Yeah.
I think he's basically doing a long, protracted Nightfall sequel.
Yeah, I think so too.
I can
But
see
I'm
that.
not up for that right now, though.
Right.
No, I get it. I'm
like-
just saying.
But
Don't tickle my butt with a feather and say it's raining. You know.
But how do you break the bat? Well, you break his heart.
yeah, exactly. Like
I'm sorry. How do you break the bat? You break his heart.
oh my God, you mentioned
Oh,
Bane.
Jesus.
What the fuck did you do, Gotham? What the hell is that?
know.
Oh,
What the
Wait.
fuck was that?
So you mean Clockwork Bane?
Oh my God.
Starring A Walk to Remember, Shane West.
Mind you,
Shane West should have more self-respect than he does.
I unabashedly love Gotham because
Really,
of how.
you do?
Yes, I do.
You do.
It's fucking
You do.
crazy, and I love
Why?
it. All right.
Why?
Why? Because it's actually
It is
surprisingly good.
batshit crazy.
It's batshit
I've
crazy.
watched it.
Not good.
Yeah, dude. How much of it do you? How much of
It's
it have you watched?
absolutely insane.
How much of it have you
I've
watched?
I've been watching episodes here and there. It is. I just can't get into it at all.
Okay.
I stopped after Azrael left, I think.
Oh, yeah. Azrael was my one disappointment.
The whole Ra's al Ghul arc that they did last season.
your destiny, Bruce.
Yeah, worked really well, and it essentially ends in the Nightfall, right? Like
No Man's Land.
Yeah, No Man's Land. Thank you.
Nightfall's when
Land.
Bane breaks Batman's back and we get Asbats.
Right. Yeah, they basically go No Man's Land on us at the end, and that's going to lead. I mean, there's only one season left, and I'm looking forward to it, even if that Bane looks like it's straight out of the freaking
He
Schumacher.
looks
films.
terrible.
Yeah, I worry about
Schumacher Bane was more true to the comics than that thing.
that. That's sadness right there. Yeah.
How hard is it to find a muscle-bound dude and put him in a luchador mask? It shouldn't be that difficult.
No, why don't you just pay Tom Hardy what he wants? Please. I want to hear
Tom
that
Hardy's
sexy...
Venom's doing really well. So
It is,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Tom Hardy
I haven't seen it yet.
Yep.
Is pretty set, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Venom yet. I may see it tomorrow because
Venom is plain dumb fun. Don't believe the unhype.
No.
It's fun.
The unhype.
Most of the reviews that I saw, even the negative ones, say that it is a very good 2004 comic book movie.
That's fine.
And I am actually okay with that.
It doesn't have to be a Marvel Cinematic Universe tied into the greater universe.
Yes.
Excellent script. You know, it's a movie about a dude with an alien symbiote that talks to him. Who cares?
Question: is it better than Ghost Rider? Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Then I'll see.
I am
it.
talking to the devil inside of me. I now control your fire.
This motherfucker rewatched both Ghost Rider movies.
I didn't rewatch the Ghost Rider movie. I watched the extended cut,
What
which
the hell
makes
is
it a
wrong with you?
darker, more serious movie. Because I wanted to watch Nick Cage be stupid, and it was Nick Cage being serious. It's like they took alternate cuts where they were like, "Hey, Nick, how about instead of acting goofy in this scene like Elvis, you act real serious?" And he did.
Well, you watched that after we saw the crazy ass movie that he was in.
After we saw Mandy,
After we
because
saw
I wanted
Mandy,
more Nick
yeah.
Cage.
Yeah.
All right, so ready for this one here?
Yeah.
I have a coworker who said this to me, and I shit you not.
Oh no.
Hot take, Brandon.
Uh-huh.
Elektra, good.
What?
I've never seen Electra and Incident.
Does he also
no.
does he also love Catwoman?
No, he doesn't like Catwoman. He said, Elektra, not as bad as you think. I'm like, it's pretty
So
bad.
It's pretty
I will
bad.
say that about the
pretty
Thomas Jane Punisher only because I like Thomas Jane as the Punisher.
Oh yeah, no.
But I know that's a
Thomas
bad
Punisher
movie.
Was good.
Yeah.
No, he's the best part of that movie.
The worst part of the movie is that it's based in Florida and that John Travolta's the villain.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
Hey, what's wrong with Florida?
Because the Punisher does not punish in Florida.
I mean, okay.
The Punisher at least punishes in that movie, unlike the Netflix show.
Hey,
Well, he
and
doesn't. Yeah,
also
he
best
doesn't scream
Punisher
with a
is Warzone.
sledgehammer in his hand.
You mean Warzone the movie? No. The best Punisher is actually Thomas Jane reprising his role in that Punisher
In
short.
Dirty Laundry?
Yeah, in Dirty Laundry. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, okay, fine. No, I still say Warzone actually is a very good movie.
I haven't seen Warzone, so I'll have to watch
Warzone,
it.
it is
Starring
literally
Volstagg?
ripped from the comics.
That's Ray Park, right?
No, it's Volstagg.
Dominic West is pretty batshit
okay.
crazy.
All right.
But
And
was it- no, it was
Ray
Park.
wins.
Yeah, no, it is Ray Park, dude.
No,
It
the
was Ray
guy
Park.
from Rome.
Yeah, Ray
It's
Park
not
is
Ray Park.
Volstagg.
Yeah, no, it's Ray
Ray
Park.
Park is Darth Maul.
Oh, yeah, Ray Park's Darth Maul. That's what I was
Oh,
thinking. Or
okay.
Toad.
No, it's what's the face from
Ray
from,
Stevenson, right?
Thor.
Ray Stevenson.
Stevenson.
Yeah, he's
Ray
Volstagg.
Stevenson,
okay.
Volstagg.
Volstagg.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. I knew
Look,
it was a Ray.
2 words. Well,
Yeah.
actually, 3 words.
What?
Rocket launcher, parkour. That's all
Oh,
I
that's
need.
cool. Yeah, no, Lexi Alexander directed it. She's good.
All right. Okay. I'll give it a shot at some point.
I think she directed something recently.
I'm sure it's probably on FX
She
because
did a couple
FX has the movies.
episodes of Arrow that
yeah,
were
yeah,
pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arrow, I still need to catch up on. I am halfway through last season, and I can't will myself to watch it.
Yeah, last season was not that fun.
Yeah.
I stopped when Prometheus tortured Oliver and broke him. I was just like, all right.
I did catch up on Supergirl almost entirely.
I'm still a season behind on Supergirl. I'm still a season behind on Flash.
So last season of Supergirl ends really well.
Okay.
I enjoy it. I am glad that Mon-El is gone.
I know it's a Legion of
Oh,
Superheroes
I liked
heavy.
Mon-El.
I liked him, but I'm glad his story's over for now. Like they don't need more of him. But I like what they did in the finale. Once you get up to it,
In 7 months, sure.
they exit certain characters. I mean, Mon-El being one of them. Slight spoiler, but they also.
Whatever you tell me, I'm not going to remember when I finish this a year from now.
All right, fine. It's a bit. Well, the listeners will realize.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But you know what? It's last season, so I'm going to say it anyway. So by the time that season is over, Brainy stays in the present, and he takes over Wynn's role.
Win.
Yeah,
I liked Win. I don't understand why they did that.
because the actor wanted to move on. That plain.
Yeah, the actor was leaving.
Yeah, plain
knew that.
and simple. That's what it was. Is that
Lame.
he wanted to move on, so they had to replace him.
He's
with,
a he's a
different
Broadway
character.
actor, and he wanted to do more stage stuff.
Yeah,
He's not TV or a movie actor.
yeah, exactly.
Well, no, he actually is a TV and movie actor also too.
God
He wa-
forbid you don't want
But
residuals.
he prefers the stage stuff.
Yeah.
is
Well,
what-
that's why Benoist went and did a Broadway show also as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. And a couple other people I feel like have been doing Broadway lately, but
Chris Evans did for a little while.
that's true. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was a policeman
He was.
with Michael Cera.
Yeah.
Reunion of
What,
Scott
seriously?
Pilgrim. Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
here, Bucko.
It's not on anymore, but yeah, both Chris Evans and Michael Cera were in a Broadway show together. They were in Lobby Hero on Broadway.
The next thing you're gonna hear are 2 clicks.
Is that what? Sorry, Chris Evans with the mustache, right?
Yes, and
Okay.
also Brian Tyree Henry was in that.
Really?
The first when I hang up the phone, and the second when I pull the chair.
I didn't see that.
Wow.
That's Scott Pilgrim.
a second
Scott
step over.
Pilgrim. How you guys forget Scott Pilgrim?
I know. I didn't
Listen,
see
but-
I didn't see Lobby Hero while I was on Broadway. I did just see Network on Broadway, and that was amazing.
Oh yeah, I saw you post about that.
Bryan Cranston as Howard Beale. Like, enough said.
Really?
Yes.
Should have been Lex Luthor.
Yes. Actually, I would be.
Yeah.
I'd be down.
Speaking of that, did you hear who wants to play Lex Luthor now?
Who?
Vincent D'Onofrio.
No.
He wants to play Lex Luthor now.
Killed Mercy. She was my friend.
You made me.
I'm gonna
stupid
fix
in front
this
of
city.
Mercy. Slam.
I'm gonna
Squish.
fix
They
this
must have
city.
killed Kingpin in season 3 then.
God damn it!
If he's talking about,
No, he's back in
Luthor.
season 3.
I know. It's just.
I know. I'm saying if he's talking about a different universe, then his character's dead in season 3.
No.
not necessarily.
No, because what if I think maybe they know that they're getting pushed to Disney and that it's going to be extra long wait
Maybe
because it hasn't been officially canceled by Netflix yet.
it's possible. Yeah.
Well, they got half a snap already. So,
What do you guys think of Flash so far this season?
I like it.
I like it. It's fun. I like XS.
Me too.
Yeah, it's weird seeing.
She looks good.
Like that's spot on casting for for XS though,
costumes-
because that's like she looks literally like both Grant Gustin and Candice Patton. It's so weird.
She's older.
She makes
than
me
Grant
want to
Gustin.
watch Black Sails. That's for sure.
Holy shit.
Oh my God! Yes.
Or her other movies too. Yes.
Yeah. Seriously, she's older than Greg Gustin. She's
How old?
play-
She's 30. She's 30. She's my age. Well, she's already. She's 31.
I know. Like she.
So weird.
She looks amazing.
She does.
Yeah, I look like shit. God damn it. What the fuck happened?
Yeah.
You didn't take care of yourself.
I didn't. Clearly, I didn't. I mean, fuck.
God.
He's only saying this because I brought up Flickr photos from like 2000.
Well, yeah, you should look at me when I was like 23. I look like a fucking child
Well,
compared to now.
look at the photos of us from MegaCon, man, and like
Oh my
compare it to
God,
today.
seriously.
Like,
Babies then.
yeah,
Jeez.
right. Seriously.
I had hair.
I'm liking I had another chin. I'm liking the Flash so far. I think I'm also worried about it the same way I was with previous seasons, though. I don't know if this villain is going to come together. So far, so good, but we'll see.
Well, the actor they got him is not known for being a great actor.
Oh, you mean Mr. American Pie? Yeah.
Yeah, at least Tom Felton, you were like, he was pretty evil.
Did he?
And I wish they would have kept Tom Felton around longer.
Well,
Yeah.
he left too.
Did Cicada at any point drive his Chevy to the levee because the levee was dry?
Oh, jeez, get out.
See, that wasn't me. I had nothing to do with that one.
Wait,
Get
hold on. I have to do this.
He
All right,
muted
all right,
himself.
good. I muted myself. Okay.
Are you making a Still Fresh Mom reference also too?
She's got it going on, but no, I'm not gonna
That was
do
kind of a
that.
reference.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's all right.
She was not Stacy's mom. Got
No.
it wrong.
Yeah, Still
Damn
Fresh
it.
Mom. That's easy.
That was I forgot her name.
Yeah,
Whatever.
And the other one I caught up on, well, not caught up
Legends?
on. I'm one episode behind on Legends. I watched the second episode with the fairy godmother.
Oh, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
I love Legends so much.
Yes.
So good.
How did that become their favorite, the best show?
I don't
I have
know.
no clue.
How
Maybe
did that happen?
you know what it is? It's probably because they gave zero fucks.
Yeah,
Like you like Gotham because they give zero fucks.
Oh
like,
my God.
Like they give negative fucks.
absolutely.
But Arrow is kind of gotten really heavy on the like make Oliver as sad as possible.
Yeah.
Flash did that for a little while.
Yeah.
And Supergirl's been pretty steady actually. I think, but it's never been quite like this is the best show out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
always been
hate
it's
that they're
really
on
good.
all at the same goddamn time.
Yeah, it's hard to keep,
Like Black Lightning's on, Legends is on, Supergirl's on. You couldn't tell me that one of those shows could have been held until January.
What you
I know.
what you do
Yeah.
is you do this is what they should do. You have what 6 shows, 3
Yeah.
shows on for 10 episodes, break.
Yeah.
3 shows on for 10 episodes, break.
Oh, that's
3 shows
what-
on for
that's
10
what-
episodes,
That's what
break.
they did last year with Legends. Legends was
Yeah.
the odd show out. So they
Exactly.
You're right. You're
had
right.
from January till freaking May.
Well,
just straight run through.
and then we're getting is Batwoman's getting an actual show, right? She's
Batwoman
not
hasn't been-
just
It
Next year, maybe.
It hasn't.
Okay.
It hasn't been picked up yet. Once the Elseworlds airs, chances are they will pick it up. And I'm calling it now. Once they pick it up, I guarantee you, Arrow's over. They haven't said that yet, but I'm thinking Arrow's coming to an end.
I think so too.
I think
Yeah.
it's because Arrow's kind of jumped the shark.
dude, not even the shark at this point.
Dude, they jumped the cliff years ago.
Well, yeah, they jumped the shark with the whole Prometheus thing.
They jumped the city.
No. They jumped the shark with Ra's al Ghul when he stabbed him on the cliff, and that's when the show ended.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You have jumped this city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, no, because you know what? Damien Dark was after that. Damien Dark was awful.
Damien Dark was
That was a
kind of down.
horrible season.
But it's okay.
But he's fun in Legends.
I was gonna say,
Again, so
his-
great. in
Yeah,
that
he
show.
is fun in Legends.
and his daughter is great in Legends too.
Oh, shit.
mean-
I haven't gotten that
oh,
far.
How great of Superman to get his wife a job on the show.
I know, right?
Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy because it's the girlfriend from Grimm, and
I'm just happy it's a fucking Superman show.
No, it's
Yeah.
the girl from Dexter.
no, it's the
That's
girl
where I
from
first
Grimm.
saw her.
It's the girl from Grimm.
I fucking
don't
love-
care if she was somewhere else. She's
I
the
don't
girl
care
from
that
Grimm.
I get a fucking Superman show. That's all I care about, man.
It's not happening yet, dude.
I don't care. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna
Not,
happy.
no, it will not.
Listen, I'm not gonna get a Man of Steel. I'm not gonna get Man of Steel 2. I'm not gonna get a Superman movie. Period. For
You
a
don't
long
want a
time.
Man of Steel 2.
I
you know-
do if they were gonna get George
Liar.
Miller.
Shut up.
Liar.
They were gonna get George Miller to do it.
yeah.
It would have been incredible.
And they're not
right.
doing it now because it's a mess.
because it's
If
because the
you
whole
and
universe
Jamal
is a mess.
say, I want a Man of Steel 2, but you're both standing in the middle of Interstate 4 naked, I still won't believe you.
No, because
Either of you.
it would be a new Superman movie. It wouldn't be a Man of Steel sequel. That's what it would be.
Well, no, Man of Steel 2 implies
But that's what they were
Henry
calling it.
Cavill,
That's what they were calling
Superman.
it.
well, if we get to the witching hour and he decides he's done with that, then
No,
he'll go back to
it doesn't
Superman.
matter because
You
DC
mean
is such
the Witcher hour.
the DC
Yeah.
Witcher looks terrible. He looks terrible.
he doesn't fit the character, to be honest.
I appreciate that Lois Lane's name, and let me put on my most Jewish accent for this, is bitchy. What the fuck is that?
Are you making ice?
Who's making ice?
I'm making it old fashioned.
Oh my god,
Oh
man!
God!
Could you
Get
do
your
it on
microphone.
mute?
Now, ladies and
Sorry.
gentlemen, this is the recipe for an old fashioned.
Oh my god!
First, you disrupt the podcast with some ice.
I am keeping this shit in because it is outrageous.
This is egregious to the nth degree.
This is like
This is outrageous.
This is
This
breaking all
mother-
podcast
This
etiquette.
motherfucker has been podcasting for 10 years, and he doesn't
You know
know how
what,
to
though?
put himself on mute when he's making ice.
You know what though? It could be worse. It could be the snoring. It
Oh,
could be the
God.
snoring.
That's true.
Anyway, the Superman
No,
show. I'm
the-
so excited.
Lois Lane's name, and I'm using my most Jewish accent here, is Bitchy Talk. Bitsy Talk.
Oh,
What?
what?
Her name is in real life is Bitsy Tulach.
Tuch.
Tulach.
Tuch.
T-U-
That's super Jewish.
Yeah.
I can already
Tulloch. Tulach.
That this Superman show needs a new Lois Lane. Because that girl
Looks old.
is too old for that actor,
Yeah.
and looks which you may call ageism. Okay, fine.
Ageism.
Second point, which is the most important one, she looks too much like Margot Kidder.
She's
That's
37.
the only reason why she got hired.
I am a little annoyed that they seem to be leaning hard on their Donner stuff.
Yeah.
She may
I'm a little annoyed.
37, but she looks 45.
We'll
Sun
see.
crystals everywhere.
We'll see.
Uh,
We'll see. We'll see
'Cause
once it actually
all the
airs.
crystal background. Like I get it. Like Supergirl. Like even Supergirl does lean on that Reeve stuff a little bit, but
not-
she's
but
her
not too
own. Not
much.
that much.
Yeah.
And you don't
They
need to do
could
that with
get
Superman.
Erica Durant back to play Lois Lane, and she still is the same age area as Tyler Hoechlin.
No, Hecklin's young though, isn't he?
Yeah.
I know,
He's
but
in
she
his,
still looks young.
He's in his late 20s.
Well, she plays her mother, so that'd be a little awkward.
I'm sad that my pick to play Lex Luthor is currently on a show on CBS because I think Max Greenfield would be a great Lex Luthor.
Oh, he would be pretty interesting. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Tyler Hoechlin is 31.
Okay.
See?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
I like Erica
But he looks-
Durant.
He's a babyface though. He looks babyface though.
Yeah.
Well, you have to be.
So
for
you need a
Superman.
babyface Lois Lane at least to look the age.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, look, we got that with Kate Bosworth, and look what happened.
But this
Well, if you go by,
Have you seen Kate Bosworth lately? Ugh.
Really?
Much less, can you see Kate Bosworth lately?
She's like
Not been in much. Not been in much.
she's also very tiny.
that's true.
She's like a really skinny, short.
She's like 5'1", so yeah.
Yeah, she's super tiny.
Hey, what? She
I
was
think
in
the
Blue-
camera adding 10 pounds added like 100 pounds to Kate Bosworth.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
right.
totally.
Oh dear.
But
Sorry.
I would love to see. I don't
At
know.
least we still believe comics are for everyone.
Comics are for everyone.
Oh lordy.
Every single person.
Yeah, go make some more ice, Brent. I think that the
Well, can I go on my Tom King Batman rant?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
go
we've been
ahead.
waiting for it,
Go ahead,
so.
please.
So I talked about. Tell me if I'm crazy or not. I talked about this on my YouTube show.
Yeah.
But like, so I was enjoying the run up until Batman 50
Uh-huh.
when we got the rug pulled out from under us about this whole wedding thing.
Yeah.
I'm fine with him not getting married. I'm fine with him getting married because change is good. But the whole fact of Batman's getting married and then oops, gotcha. I'm like, dude, we saw this in the Green Arrow Black Canary wedding special where they got
We've seen
married
it a
and then
bunch
he was
of
killed
times.
and then it was a clone.
That's
I
right.
don't
Yeah, it was a clone.
Yeah, 'cause
Anyway.
Ollie was captured or something like that.
So I was reading that, and that's when I started falling really, really hard out of love with this Tom King Batman run. I'd been enjoying it up until then.
Yeah.
Then he starts doing these issues, and that 50th issue was like the thing that set off the fire alarm in my head about Tom King. And we were talking about voices earlier, like Scott Snyder has, detective voice, Swamp Thing voice. Now he's got this bombastic Justice League voice. It's pretty clear now to me that Tom King, so far, I know he's developing, only has one voice. I've read The Vision before Batman 50. Great series.
Yeah.
Great series. But it's the exact same thing as Batman, pretty much. I read Sheriff of Babylon last week. Great series. Same fucking voice and style as Batman. And then you get to Batman, and like you want to compare. Well, really, Sheriff of Babylon is the exact same thing as Mr. Miracle, pretty much. But Tom King's doing something in Batman where, like, I think what really set me off was his Tony Daniel issues, the most recent ones, where it's like hunting KG Beast after they shot Nightwing in the head for no goddamn reason.
Angry
And, like,
Beetle.
Because they didn't want to call
I'm
him
paying
Dick anymore.
$3.99 an issue.
Yeah.
For 20 pages of beautiful Tony Daniel art, but took me 2 minutes to read because the third issue of that is Batman and KGB's fighting, and there's a single word balloon per panel per page, and it's just.
That wasn't Tom King's fault, I think. I think DC probably made him do that issue.
No, I don't care.
Yeah.
Tom King is listed as writer.
I know.
And not only that, you get to when Mikhail Yanin jumps on Batman, go and read the Mikhail Yanin issues, like the I Am Suicide thing.
Yeah.
Very little dialogue, a lot of like narration and big spreads.
Yeah.
All for Mikhail Yanin. And anytime Mikhail Yanin jumps on, it's the same damn thing. And I'm just like, okay, this guy, talented writer though he is, I don't think is a good Batman writer because he's trying too hard, I feel like.
Did they name the story where Dick gets shot in the head? No dicks about it.
No.
Okay,
Don't forget to tip your waitresses.
I'm going home now.
So
You don't know Dick?
I'm
Good, everybody.
trying really hard to like this run, but it is clear that he is trying too hard and switching things up too often.
All right.
Where I think he would be better off having a consistent voice through every issue,
I'll have to catch up. Yeah.
depending on the artist.
Oh, meanwhile, Heroes in Crisis, yes or no?
Another no for me because it's the same thing he does with the narrate with it's just that I think was the other thing, the nail in the coffin for me on Tom King was like this exact same thing as the Miracle Man and Sheriff of Babylon stuff. Like same panel layout,
Yeah.
same narration boxes, talking to the camera, like, offhand stuff. It's like, oh, come on. And the whole thing, like, we spent all summer listening about Heroes in Crisis, and they had that stunt at SDCC where they wore these fucking masks and robes and shit. And the series starts, and we don't even know we still don't know what Sanctuary is, and we're supposed to care about it being blown up,
Yeah.
and we're supposed to care about all the people who got killed in it.
While he's
We don't
not
set up
dead,
what it is.
While he's not dead, I refuse to believe it. There's no way in hell they brought him back to kill him this soon.
Fucking
Stunt.
bullshit.
Someone mentioned to me the theory that they think Kyle did it, and I hate it.
If Kyle did it, I'm giving up on DC Comics.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Which is
Well, the
awful
whole
for
thing
me to
about,
say.
like, which one's gonna die is like,
Yeah.
well, they all died except for Booster and Harley. Apparently,
No, because Kyle wasn't there.
You know what? Let me say this actually.
he was on the damn poster.
Yeah,
He was on a poster, but he wasn't at
Right.
Sanctuary.
Let me say this: if it turns out that Kyle did it, and these motherfuckers are bringing back Young Justice at the same time they're turning Kyle Rayner into a murderer.
I mean, it would
You
literally be
wanna-
Identity Crisis all over again, though.
You want to mess with my head that badly and be like, hey, guess what? You're gonna get Superboy back and Wonder Girl back and Impulse back. You're gonna get that book in Secret. You're gonna get all your people back that you wanted. Okay, great. Also, Kyle Rayner's a murderer. Hal Jordan
I don't like
style.
that theory.
Yeah, I don't
like
like
that
I don't like it
theory
either. I don't like it either.
I don't think it's true. I think either Booster or Harley did it
Yeah,
because they're the only ones that survived.
I don't think either one of them did it.
Then it was me. Then
Maybe it was Skeets again.
I was there. Oh God, Skeets is a murderer. No, Skeets isn't a murderer. It was Mr. Mind growing inside of Skeets. He becomes a multiversal parasite, and then I forget how to stop him.
because 52 was awesome.
52 was
Oh
awesome.
God, Grant Morrison.
Hey, that wasn't just it was Morrison, Wade, Rucka, and Johns.
Yeah.
No, but
That-
that run was that storyline was Morrison's.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Let me just end things with a complete left turn and say that I continue to read Food Wars, and it's one of my favorite manga, just because it is the biggest food porn you can possibly have. And if you want to read a chef try to make recipes and like it's basically it's a battle manga with food. Like I have been waiting for a title like this, and the anime is great, but the manga is way better. And I just finished volume 18, and I'm on volume 19 now.
You know, for someone who has 6 days, who doesn't do much 6 days a week, I'm really behind in a lot of stuff.
Well, you should pick up some manga, my friend.
Yeah.
Perhaps from
Yes.
the
On top of
library.
my 2.5 year backlog of comics and my 17 television shows, I'm at least a season behind on.
Yeah, just read some manga instead.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, come on,
That's
do
fine.
it. Do it. You know you want to.
Actually, I did watch the first couple episodes of Goldberry Slayer because everyone's been talking about it.
Oh yeah.
It's all right.
All right.
It's the first episode's got that really controversial scene everyone talks about, but other than that, it's pretty standard. Oh, I'm a hero, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
I fight these goblins because of a tragic past. Blah blah blah.
2 episodes in on Sabrina, by the way, and so far so good. I actually like it better than Riverdale, and I like Riverdale.
I think I'm the only one here to finish Daredevil season 3, so I'm not going to say anything.
You are. Did he save the city too, or did he fail?
He
the city?
didn't fail the city. No, he
Okay.
saved it.
That's good.
And
Is
he-
Daredevil season 3, is that another season where they don't put on the costume until the last episode?
No, he has the costume on pretty early, but it's not the. It's I don't.
Well, I know, but
yeah.
that doesn't Bullseye take it over, and then Daredevil's in the black costume for 12 episodes?
He starts in the black costume.
Yeah.
I won't say too much about it, but
don't-
if you've
don't-
read Born Again, you'll know.
Don't tell me much about it because, frankly, I already know too much, and I really don't want to know anymore.
It's pretty good. I
Yeah.
like it for what it's worth.
I know people who love Born Again that say that this is the best adaptation of Born Again they could have hoped for. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's just I forget that comic book Karen Page is a stupid idiot,
Yes.
and then they project that onto Netflix Karen Page, and
Yeah.
she's not always that dumb.
Right.
But when she's dumb, it's just so frustrating.
Yeah. Well,
You'll
she's-
see.
She's done some stupid shit on the show too. Not nearly as bad as what she's going to do. All right.
This
Okay,
is
fair
this
enough.
is the worst Karen Page I've ever seen. But I get why they're doing it because they
Yeah.
want to tie into that comic book storyline
All right.
where she becomes a drug addict. Blah blah blah. blah,
Yeah. I get it.
blah.
I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. I think we've ended
Maybe
our
I just forgot to-
run here. Hey, not I get to do that, not you. Anything else you guys want to bring up before we roll out?
Transform and roll out.
I will take your stunned silence as a no. Brandon, what are you up to?
Same old, working usually. Actually, I believe Raph and I are having an idea coming up, don't we, Raph?
Yeah, something about Dur and Dur and
Dur.
Yeah.
stuff
Dur
like
and Dur.
Which I may participate in if I have the time.
that. Yeah. That's
Yeah, of
fine.
course. That probably won't be until next year because of work schedule.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
Yeah. Well, that was part of the streaming thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still doing the podcast?
Still doing the podcast.
Nice.
waiting for my co-host to get his work schedule together also as well. He works the holidays as well, so that's slightly putting us on a hiatus again, which kind of sucks. But
Hey, Das Baron.
yeah, I know. Exactly, yes. Das Baron. But you can find me at Twitter at the Dabadon, or you can find my podcast, Pop Culture Clash. You can find my co-host at Das Baron, SADASBARON, on the social medias.
Very cool, very cool. Casina, go ahead and pimp your wares.
I have a YouTube channel
What?
called The BK's Bullets.
What?
Trying to put something out every week.
Yeah, you
And,
have the channels, yeah. The big case bullets, yeah.
Yeah. I also couldn't decide what was better, YouTube or Facebook. So BK's Bullets officially has a Facebook page.
Nice.
What?
And yes, you can like it. And you can also watch the videos there.
Share all the posts to the Comic Timing site, please, so that we have something in between episodes.
All right. I was trying to do a little bit, but not overdo it. But now that I have
You have
permission to overdo it.
You have full permission to do it because I'd like to have some content on there even when we're not posting. So
Which is
All right.
months and months apart.
you shut your face, you shut your mouth hole.
You know, I mean, I could just come over every now and then. And just
Yeah,
sit there
yeah,
with
I
the
know.
microphone.
Yeah, I get to get some stuff also too as well.
Yeah.
Sure, too.
At Casina B on the tweetsers, correct?
Yes, on the tweeters.
Very cool, very cool.
The tweeters, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say my shit first, and then Ralph can say his last because after that comment, you didn't get to talk. I've actually been on a bunch of episodes of Comic Geek Speak lately. So anybody?
Ew, look at me. I'm with the Comic Podcasting Godfathers.
Oh,
Look at
pshaw.
me.
Nah, come
That's full
on.
of people.
So important.
They needed help, and I stepped in gladly because they are my friends, and I helped them out. So
They are our friends.
yes. So of note in recent times, I was on the top 5 iconic moments in comics, episode 1709.
Bring me Thanos.
Top 5 reads while stranded on a desert island. That was a lot of fun. That was episode 1713.
Bring me palm trees.
Yes. And after New York Comic Con, I was on a previews episode for the end of that. I believe that was episode 1712, if memory serves. So you can go ahead and check those out over at comicgeekspeak.com. And I thank the boys for having me on. Most of the episodes were with Murd and Chris Eberly, but there was one episode in there with Shane O'Mac as well. So good old Shane showing his face, and it was good times. ComicGeekspeak.com for all that stuff. You can find me on Twitter at @I_AM_sci-fi, and same with the Instas as well. And I think that's all I can think of off the top of my head because I don't really post to Tumblr anymore. So over to Rafsu, who you are now allowed to talk.
All right, so on all social media, I am at Raph Does Stuff.
I was waiting to mute him, and I'm so glad that I did. Anyway,
Raph does stuff, but except read his books.
Yeah, I don't read it all.
Wait,
No,
Raph butt stuff.
Raph does nothing.
I just sit. No, I play video games, and I don't. Whatever.
yeah,
I've been playing Sid Meier's Pirates for the last 3 days.
nice.
But yeah, Raph Does Stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever.
Yep.
Not podcasting yet, not streaming yet. Probably gonna do it soonish.
And you are writing
And
articles.
I write reviews for Comics Verse, COMICSVERSE.com. Usually do weekly comic reviews. Sometimes I do an analysis. Yada yada yada. I still work at a comic book store.
What?
I still,
Yeah,
that's fine.
And he puts things up and lifts them down.
I don't lift. I actually can't.
No?
I'm not allowed
No,
to.
you're not allowed to
I take people's money and give them back their change, or I put the books in your subscription folders.
That's true. Also, what's the name of the place you randomly show up for D&D every now and then?
Oh, and you can my buddy Demetrius, who used to be the manager at Grand Central. He owns a store in Brooklyn Heights, Any1 Comics. It's ANY1 Comics. He's doing it. He does D&D every second Sunday.
Okay.
This month it got delayed, so I'll be there this Sunday if it makes it before Sunday.
It may
DMing.
very well if I hand this off to Brent if I can't do it.
Yeah,
later, so,
I'll be
I was
DMing
just
there.
Really?
Any1 Comics?
Well, no, I was actually in Brooklyn. And I was in the area in like September for Overwatch.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Oh yeah, right. For the you were at Barclays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, it's not that far from there. It's maybe 2-3 stops on the 2 train.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
And before we forget, by the time this episode is out, it'll probably be about a week or so or a week or two before that's going to happen. But Brandon, myself, and Raph will all be at PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia. So I may very well bring my recorder with me if Brandon can spare some time. We may just have some time back in the room to shoot the shit. Can't promise anything since we're going to be doing a lot of stuff that weekend, but either way, we will have a lot of stuff to report back to, whether it be a full episode of Comic Timing or an extra point, and we might just talk about our time at PAX Unplugged. And it'll be nice to see Brando for the first time in a while.
Like I said, if I can't make it to the actual show, if I'm working that weekend, I should be available at nighttime usually.
Right. Good to know. Cool. Yeah, because
and I will take you out to dinner or. Well, I know a couple places. Raph, you just send me your dietary restrictions, so I know.
Nothing. Just I'll eat the grass. No, I can eat anything except not too much cheese and not too much salt.
Not too much cheese, not too much salt, not too much meat, not too much bread, not too much anything.
So no German, no Irish.
Yes.
No vegan, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm not going to make everyone else eat vegan. That's not fair.
No, he can eat in moderation even at the.
Yeah, I just can't. Like if we get cheesesteaks, I'm going to have half a cheesesteak. I'm not going to eat the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that'll just.
You will eat the whole thing. You will like it. So
I mean, I will like it. I will like it. Don't get me wrong. I just will regret it.
Yeah, it's just you'll see him barreled over on the floor afterwards, being like, "Why did I do that?"
Yeah.
Who let me do this?
Why did you let me do this?
But like we said, we'll be around for PAX Unplugged. So anybody who's there, come and say hello. If you see us, and if you don't see us, still say hello anyway.
If you're a critter, hello.
Yes.
Board games are for everyone.
Everyone. The email address for Comic Timing is comictiming@gmail.com. We're proud members of the Comics Podcast Network over at comicspodcast.com and the League of Comic Book Podcasts over at comicbooknoise.com/league. Go ahead and find us on Facebook at facebook.com/comic timing for conversations in between episodes. And that's about it off the top of my head because we already did all of our tweet stuff and whatnot. So, for Christopher, for Cassina, for Suhu, I'm Levinstein, reminding everybody out there to face front, true believers. Excelsior! There's always time for comics. Enough said.
So there I was with Kurt.
No!
That one time.
All right. Wow, that was long, but we needed that.
That was a good old.
That was good. That was
classic
good
timing.
Yep.
That was cathartic.
All right, cool.
I don't know what to do with all that art.
The same thing you did with all that Rob Granito art.
I gave it away.
Did you really have Rob Granito stuff?
Do you remember when we came down from MegaCon? Rob Granito was there, and I remember because as soon as it went down and as soon as I saw his art, I remember exactly who Rob Granito was. I don't know if you were there with us. You might have been at work, or I don't know if you were there, or yeah, it might have been Friday. I don't know. I don't remember exactly, but I remember walking by this guy's booth, and he had the Batman the animated series like print, but with Gur as Robin. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool! I love Invaderism. I never seen anything. Let me grab that. Except I was much more high pitched and much more excited because I wasn't an old man like I am now. And then the guy next to him was like, yeah, he used to work on the cartoon. I'm like, really? That's awesome. That's Rob Granito.
Turns out he didn't.
He didn't do any of those things. But he did work with a guy named Jay Didleo. And I want to get Jay Didleo's signature on some stuff. That's cool.
I wonder if that's on the episode still.
It probably is, actually, because I remember you being really happy about that.
I was.
Do you also want people to get off of your lawn?
I kind of do.
Yeah?
I kind of do. Because you know what? I take care of that grass. I don't want people stepping on it. You work hard. You spend your weekends manicuring your lawn. You want
Shut
to
up. You
appreciate
don't do any of that shit. I gotta do that tomorrow.
You live in a fucking apartment building.
That's true. I did used to live in a house. So
Yes.
I know what that life is like.
In a house down by the river.
You didn't own it.
No, I didn't own it, but I did do the lawn every now and then.